Hey guys, and welcome back to the Tuesday stream. We're back playing a little bit of Kerbal Space Program. Wick, how you doing? I know Shrubbery's on his way, and of course the video watchers. How is everybody doing out there? Zed, how you doing? Feeling a little bit anxious about the state of the workforce at the moment, are we, sir? A nice little discussion going on in Discord at the moment about what happens when the AI takes over and takes all the money. I think is the main concern here, and I think mostly I'm coming down to the fact of there will always be a sector of jobs for people because we like to survive and we like to come up with ways of doing that. Almost everything that we have in society around us at the moment is because people wanted to figure out a better way to survive. And, you know, we can argue about whether we made this the better way to survive or not, but we did something, right? And I think that's what we'll do in the face of the AI. We'll do something. Anyway. We are back playing Lagrange. I don't know if I've gonna have a proper name for the contract pack here. If anybody has something witty and clever, do let me know. We're gonna go to the Kerbin Mun L5 position. This is one of the places that is quite nicely laid out with the navigation buoys here. We're gonna go see this one over this side, navigation buoy. To rhyme with buoyancy. So, wow. So I've been thinking this for a while. I don't know whether this word exists or not, but wouldn't it be great if there was a word for the bit that rhymes at the beginning? Because rhyming's almost like at the end of the word. We always rhyme the end of the word. But like sometimes the stuff at the beginning also has this rhyming type quality. I don't know what that's called, and if there's a linguistics expert out there, I'd like to know. I don't know if I'm yet to have run into a linguistics expert in the years I've been asking this question. So maybe one day I will find them. Last time we managed to upgrade our launch pad. That's not the one I wanted to look at. This is the one I wanted to look at. You can see that we're at level 2 here. That's pretty good. The VAB still not. We could. Oh no, we can't. We can't afford it. We'll be looking to upgrade at some point. At some point. Let's get in and let's build some stuff here. How's everybody else's week's been going? Mine's been going pretty well. It's the weather's starting to get nice. I'm surprised to see many people actually because the weather has indeed been getting nice around here, and that normally feels like it's time for people to stay outside. I also need to figure out. I'm almost certain there is a way that we can play the Kerbal music through one audio channel, ideally my headphones, and then the game through the other one, and then you guys just listen to it normally, and then I can record it without the music, and that's why I need to try and figure out, because it's kind of barren in this place without the music. Just like, yeah, you know, it's a big open space. Thankfully, I'm pretty quick at building rockets nowadays. What I didn't do was check to see our science status, because it would be absolutely amazing if we could. Oh man, you know what? Let's call this working craft, because I'm not. Did we save any craft last time? Can you remember? I can't quite remember. Lagrange, bad altitude, good altitude was the last one we made. Let's go back to this. I was basically just building this craft anyway, right? There's the two there. What's under here? I'm hoping. Oh no! How do we unlock the terrier? So let's put that in there, because that is by far the preferred one. We need to call this the good altitude version 2, right? Surely. Let's save this, and it's just made for inter-system travel, going around inside the Kerbin Mun system. I think that's a good idea. We can't really upgrade any of the fuel tanks, unfortunately, and the engine is about as good as it goes. What is the current thrust limiter down below? That's good. I think this is all we need to do to make this work out well. I can't remember if anything severely went wrong on re-entry last time. I haven't had a chance to review the footage I nearly thought I'd recorded it without the sound involved, and now I'm suddenly like, oh my gosh, what profile am I on OBS right now? I mean, the fact that I'm streaming out to... Am I streaming to the right channel? I presume I'm streaming to the right channel. Twitchi, yeah, cool. No, just make sure I got that right. Altitude is spelt wrong. I mean, that's what I do. Altitude. Yeah, no, I see you, man. I see you. Thank you. Altitude there. Yeah, no, that's brilliant. All right, thanks. We'll continue to spell that in many different ways as life continues on. I mean, we got everything. Let's go. Who are we taking? We did Jebediah and Valentina. Let's get Valentina for reasons of DEI. Let's be honest. This is what's going down here. Let's launch this out. Jebediah, he's just had it too easy for too long, right? He's been the default choice for too long. We need to give other people choices. Here is Valentina looking good in the seat. Shall we do this? The problem is, every time that we... Where's my aim camera? Every time that we put this transparent shroud on, it changes with the staging. If you may observe here, 3, 2, 1, blast. Oh, it might not do this time. Maybe someone's changed something. Maybe I'm remembering things wrong. It used to be a problem there, but I will keep it. We'll see if when I do my next stage, when we throw things away, maybe that is when it loses. Okay, so we're just going to hold this direction for a little bit. Watching the top of the ship is an interesting choice. Is definitely the one we're going to be going for here. Pro grade, I think, is a good way to be. No, not yet. We are tipping over too fast for that one. That's pretty good though. I mean, it's not the worst approach we've ever had in a takeoff. That is most definitely for sure. We're reaching 200 meters per second, about 4 kilometers up. We are still tilting over quite severely. Let's try and bring ourselves back into line here. Drop down a little bit of thrust and hold this position for as long as possible. Doesn't seem to be something my craft really wants to do, but let's try and hold it. We're just passing 10 kilometers at 45 degrees. It's about where I do like to be. I'm a little bit worried that we're punching through the atmosphere too fast here. The drag might be a little too extreme. We're just about to do a stage. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, and look, the shroud, the transparency disappeared. It does happen during stage, just for some reason not the launch stage. I mean, that's fine. I'm happy with that. I'm also happy with the amount my periapsis is ticking down. The heat up the front is really starting to get a bit scary here. We're only going at 1G though. That's unfortunate. That means we are probably burning a little bit extra fuel. Though, to be fair, we are currently packing enough fuel to, I don't know, make our way to Juna, maybe? I think we'll be fine with what we've got here. Approaching in on an apoapsis of 50 kilometers. I might need to pull up a bit. Shall we just try and make this go up out of the atmosphere a little bit faster, shall we? There is definitely, yeah, like that. Definitely a little bit too flat. I was going to end up traveling all the way through the atmosphere, and as it is, we're still like ripping that periapsis up pretty fast. Let's now go that way. I'm going to stop at about 80. Let's throttle down here and wait for the circularization. Whew. Okay, beautiful. We've made our way up into orbit. Pretty nice. I can see navigation buoy over there. That's not the one we're going for. Look at the orbital lines in the background of all the planets there. It's interesting. Even the sun, because we're in the Kerbin's frame of reference, it looks like the sun is the thing that travels. That's interesting. That's very, very interesting. I love that. I love that. You spend excuse me, spend a lot of time when studying physics thinking about different frames of reference and stuff, and it took me a while to connect the dots. That, like, literally what we're talking about is where the camera is located, right, in games like this. You know, you can talk about grids and coordinate systems and where things are moving with relation to each other, but it's really just like what bit we're looking at. Anyway, let's move our way up to periapsis here. We're already out of the top of the atmosphere. That is beautiful. I wonder, about here seems good. We're at 80 out of 81 kilometers, so I'm just going to carry on pushing our way up here. Maybe lock our rotation at this point, because if I carried on looking with my apoapsis, with my prograde, the apoapsis would climb up indefinitely, whereas if I lock my position, I'm kind of pushing the periapsis where it was, and making a small adjustment to my apoapsis. Now, because we are so close to the top, we are moving it as well. Why are my parachutes in the same stage as my engine? That's not a top game. I don't like that one. Okay, let's just stop for a bit here and see. We're traveling upwards. We've got a 90 versus 61. That's not too bad. I'd really like to push it up properly before I start thinking about heading over to the L5 point, because of course, so to go up, I need to push the other side of my orbit up to the same height as the moon's orbit, and then we wait for all of this to roll around and everything kind of meets up at the same spot. I roll up there, the orbits of all the objects move around, and hopefully I get up there just as this object moves around. And for that to happen, I'm probably going to have to be inside the atmosphere, so we need to move forwards to the apoapsis. Again, there is no warp to this point in Principia, or at least none that I have found, so I kind of have to do this by eye, the old school method. There was a point where KSP didn't even have the SAS system, the ability to point. You had to do it all like super manually. There was no lock this ship in position. And there was just like keep tapping left and right, left to right, left to right, trying to keep it steady. There were some gods out there who could like set it up to tap it just right, and then it would not freeze, but be still enough for long enough to be able to do stuff. They introduced the SAS system fairly quickly after me getting into the game. I don't want really the Lagrange. Let's go with the MKO. It's a little less labor intensive, and also would make good video. Because last time we used this Lagrange contours to find the navigation buoys and the points, but you don't have to be doing it with this like full field workup, because that's essentially what's happening here. Is the classical field is being calculated and displayed to us. But as you can see up in the corner here, my computer is already struggling. We've not started putting down any plans. We've not put down any maneuver nodes or anything like that. So like that's pretty intensive to display. Whereas the Mun Kerbin one, I mean, it's still got a little flash of yellow every now and then, but man, the PC is not struggling anywhere near as much, and I can hear the fans as well. So what I need to do is just come back into the Principia menu, make a flight plan, because that's the thing we do every time, and then inside the flight plan are the maneuvers. I'm not sure, because like at no point do I ever put down a second maneuver node in my flight plan, because I know that the first one is never going to be that exact. Like maybe if I'm using MechJeb, that might be a reason to do it. But like I'm so against letting the computer play my games for me, unless I'm the person who has built the autopilot. Like, I wouldn't use MechJeb, but I would use Kerbal operating system to write my own little program of some description. Just a bunch of for loops, right? Let's for loops and nested if statements. It'll be a glorious tangle of mess. We still need a few more hours on the prediction here. Beautiful. Okay, so you might recall from last time that the orbit is twisting weirdly in the same way that it was twisting because the camera is moving. If we go back to the Kerbin centered one, oh man, it just shoots off. Okay, that's crazy. But what I'm trying to do is just kind of get this perfect orbit that goes up and touches like that. But I can see it's in the wrong place, right? So we no, that's not what I mean. But this doesn't take into account the drift of this going round in a circle. That's why we use this frame of reference that does take into account the drift of the circle. And you can see by the time I get up there, actually I've not allowed enough time. So we click a few more on, and that's where we're gonna be. I want the history, I want the prediction. Yeah, like that. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. So this, as I say, is in essence exactly the same as this. It's just not quite so difficult on your PC. Brilliant. I'm going to drink some tea. And we're going to get ready for our maneuver. Still no way of actually seeing the maneuver nodes on the nav ball. I think we need to upgrade the tracking station for that. And I will definitely get to this because there's a nice button over here that enables you to just point on the nav ball. We don't have that, so I've got to use this weird janky 10-minute timer here and try and get down close without messing up life. You know how it goes. 3, 2, 1 minute. Now the question is, how long can I wait for a minute? Like, not how much speed do I want to put into that? How long can I wait for a minute? How much acceleration do I want to put onto that? Because the higher I go, the more chance that I miss it. Okay, I think I'm just burning forwards. 3, 2, 1, 0. We're going. That really should have waited for that 0 to count down. It's a 1 minute burn. That's fine. We'll do that. I'm probably going to just ever so slightly undershoot and then use the trajectory that I'm flying to tweak. I bet I've still not got any monoprop thrusters. That is a shame. I would like some monoprop thrusters. They would be very handy for real fine control on my trajectory here. Okay, we seem to be burning well. Let's have a look at the map, see how we're doing. I love to watch this little rosette unfurl here. And now remember, back in the Kerbin frame, it's just the same orbit going up and down, up and down, up and down. But because the frame is rotating with the mun, it makes this nice little rose shape. Hence why a rosette, right? Let's be ready to press X on it at some point. This is the one that we're flying. Took me a while, but I can see which one it is we're going for, and snap. Beautiful, love that. What a great flight. Let's get rid of this plan and let's bring down that. Is that this one? No, let's one of these. This one. Ooh. Sorry to be violent from Zed. I was in the middle of nether flying on a quadcopter trying to find ancient debris. Ooh, nice. There's a bit of a conversation with them regarding AI. Okay, all right, yeah, cool. I'm down. I'm just gonna fly up to the Lagrange point here. I wonder why it wants to spin my camera around like that every time. It goes almost always the full circle. So we just fly up there and slow down relative to this frame, which actually is if you're not traveling at all in this frame, then you're moving exactly at the same speed as the moon. Yeah. Zed's concerned, if people no longer have jobs, how do they buy food or products? And if they can't buy stuff, how do companies get money to buy the AI services? Well, like, I don't think that an AI... Well, no, I do think, sorry. I don't think an AI economy is that hard to imagine. They could quite happily be passing imaginary bits of numbers around, and everyone goes, yes, that's real. Because that's exactly what happens with our money, right? Like most of the stock market is done, or at least like the high value stuff is done by the millisecond, like at the millisecond by bots, right? So it's not far removed from us not having any influence at all. That's why those towers close to major internet trunking are so expensive, right? Get that latency down. Okay, we're just drifting on up. Yeah, I don't think the people who hold all the money will have a hard time engineering an economy that doesn't need us. Because they'll just be AI selling amongst each other. Let's go with Mercedes ahead. AI to design the car, to build the car. They fired everybody. Okay, how do people afford to buy cars? Well, obviously that business model will collapse. That was an unviable business model in in the AI driven future. Let's try and slow down, shall we? Hopefully. So, as I say, we're slowing down relative to the moon. So the moon's frame of reference, the rotating orbital plane. It's like there was a camera on top of Kerbin's North Pole, and it was rotating at the exactly same rate that the moon was orbiting. It's a good way of thinking about it. From Wick, during the Super Bowl, there was a lot of AI adverts for services. A week later, there were many layoffs as companies replaced office staff with AI bots. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be interesting for a lot of people. I was responding to a few things in the Discord, and it was really hard not to just come down on, well, I guess a few of the poor people are gonna die. Because like if you've got the ability to retrain for the AI-led future, you're probably gonna be all right. But like I say that as a very privileged person who can just go out and learn new things like that, right? I understand that's not everybody's ability. Let's just have a look and see how we're doing with the. So this is the Kerbin view, right? So literally all I've done is go on up, hit the orbit of the moon at the same time as this navigation buoy is passing by, and then put myself into, as close as I can, the same orbit as the moon. Now it's always going to be different because like one, Mimus is over there dragging me back and forth. Yeah, I still don't know I'm going to have to sit down and do some proper maths. It's been a while about why the L4 and L5s exist, because the others I know what happens when you perturb them, right? When you give them a push, like I know which force dominates and why it either does or doesn't return. In almost all cases it doesn't return, but this one I don't know. In 4 and 5, if you give it a push, the gravity of the moon will drag it back into the same orbit somehow. The gravity of the moon and Kerbin. And I want to intuitively understand that before I get onto my big explanation. Anyway, there was a little aside there. Do you think this? Oh, look at that sideway. That is a tangled, beautiful mess. This is the problem. I'm not. There is another orbit that actually relies on the fact. Maybe I'll do this. Maybe at my ascending node, I will try to push it directly upwards. Yeah, sure do it. Because that's the orbit that things like James Webb are in. They go out, they slow down, and instead of going round and round, looking down, you look towards the planet, and they go up and down like this. So let's try and make that happen. Once again, the wonders of Kerbal making things more explainable, right? Yeah. Oh, excuse me. I still haven't quite shifted this cough. Oh wait, this is my orbit here. Where is that? Let's clear this. Let's delete. Let's clear this. No, I need to delete that and create a new one. That was the problem. Was it still had the old flight plan in? Not great. Not what needed to be. Okay, there's our little gizmo there. It's actually a long way in the future because I'm traveling so slow relative to the moon. We're almost in the same orbit. It actually takes 9 hours just to get on over there. 9.5 hours, maybe even close to 10. Look at that. And then here I want to go. Not right. Doesn't quite show me the orbit that I was expecting. Aha, there we go. That's far too much. Let's bring that back. Let's bring that right back. Let's zero out. Boom. Thank you. Let's try this again. So I want to go that way. There we go. That's the orbit I'm looking for. Now I don't know. Maybe we need to slow down at the same time. Let's try and keep this somewhat contained. Like this? We're just going to spend a moment or two clicking around with some of these. I feel like we want a bit more tangential speed there. Alright, let's try that and see how that works. What should be happening is the whole time we've got a timer ticking down. So it doesn't really matter how I spend my time up here. And in fact, let's withdraw some of those time steps. We don't need that many. It doesn't matter how I spend my time up here, as long as I'm just spending time in this area. It's actually a certain distance from the moon and a certain distance from Kerbin, which for this point and the L4 is the same distance from both. But things have been saying, but that's 90% of the industries. Almost everyone is designed to buy and sell for regular people. In my opinion, I'm starting to believe what they're claiming and what the plan is, and their plan is to replace everyone and have no one to have a job. I mean, I could well believe, given what has been discovered about people in power over the past couple of years, I could well believe that they're just like, yeah, let's just kill them all. I mean, I can't say in good faith that I think the world is looking out for each other right now, which is unfortunate because I like the world I like to live in. People do look out for each other. Yeah, it's a shame. And then from Wick, I've said a crunchy bar with teasers in a brew would ease the throat. and what you coughed up will taste better. Yeah, you have said this. You have said this. A crunchy bar in the brew does sound like a great idea. I haven't had crunchy in a while. The problem is they've become very expensive. I mean, all chocolates become very expensive. It's a shame. It's a real shame. I want to know how far in the future. Yeah, look, that it's a weird double orbit here, and I wonder how I make that not do that. By double orbit, I mean I'm kind of orbiting a point here, and I'm orbiting a point over here. Let's keep moving into the future with my prediction. You can see there's 2 points. This one over here, there's almost like a peanut. You can almost see a peanut. I don't know what causes that. I have never. So I need to actually interpret our flight plan here. Because we're going retrograde, but more. Oh man, okay. Retrograde. More of that. More anti-normal. Is that one normal or is that one anti? I think the anti might be the one with the spikes and stuff. So let's like this. Is this where I'm burning? And it's just the smallest burn in 9 hours time. There are a lot of menus on screen. I've already complained about Principia here, about how the menus are just outrageously large. There's not much you can do about it, unfortunately. I mean, if there is, there might very well be, and I don't know how to deal with that. Maybe somewhere out there in the wiki or whatever, someone's like, yeah, no, we've solved that issue. You can turn it transparent and corner draggable, resizable. But I've not found that mod. I've not found that config. But as always, more than happy to believe I'm the one who's got that wrong. Go up here and stop. I mean, there has been a big drive for sort of like the indie scene of everything recently, right? Makers and indie games and stuff like that. So I wonder whether that kind of speaks against because like the CEO bros don't actually own all of the stuff to stop everybody having jobs. That's a crazy orbit I've got myself into there. Yeah. And I'm not sure how much the AI is going to be able to stop people farming. I'm just slowing myself down here, seeing what happens. You know what, I'll take it. Let's get rid of some of this messy stuff on the screen here. I mean, this is definitely hanging around for long enough, you know what I'm saying? I might be traveling too far away here, but I think we're good. Oh yeah, this is good. 12 hours of slow coast. Let's change the frame and remind ourselves that we are indeed just in orbit of Kerbin. Just happens to be going at the same rate that the moon is going at. Like that's the whole point of the Lagrange point. It's a bit hard to remember when you're just looking at here that it does travel around with the moon, because like every explainer, including the thumbnail of this very stream, every explainer that ever exists is a static image. Because it's really hard to show it off in like that. It's really, really hard. I notice we don't make a full orbit in a day. Do I want to make a full orbit in 24 hours? Or do I want this contract to be a full orbit? I don't think I do. I think a day is plenty. Yeah. Let us turn around and head home. Imagine if you could just grab yourself onto the actual grid and you just follow perfectly the Lagrange point because you attached yourself to the point. I really, really tried to do that with this navigation buoy here, but it turns out the more precise you put it on top of the point, the more it just that's really unstable. It turns out, or at least in this simulation, it is. You kind of have to be in orbit. Or, I don't know if orbit is the word, but you kind of need to have this. No, not you. This kind of circular thing that's going on. It kind of has to happen. I don't understand why. This is just a thing that I've observed. Right. I don't know in this frame of reference which way I would have to point to slow down. I just wouldn't even be able to figure it out. Anyway, I'm going home. That's it. That's my entire thing right here. I love watching these. This is like such a better way of observing the change of your orbit. It's so good. It's so good. But the other crazy one is the other ones that we consider unstable would be better if you could just hold on to that point. Actually, that's great. Now that I think about it, that is weirdly, because the whole point of the one between the moon and Kerbin is there is an infinitesimal point where the gravity from the moon and the gravity from Kerbin exactly balance, right? So that one gets better and better the closer you get to the point. Yeah, interesting. There's something for me to muse upon there, I think. Okay, so we know that if I don't want to be coming back to space today, we need to go to at least 40, right? And then dump all our fuel on the way down, and also open the drogue chutes and all the other things that needs to happen. You know what? Open the drogue chutes. Is there any science to be got here? No. No, I didn't think there would be, and we can't EVA. It's just about where we land, really. It's just about where we land. I love focusing on like not the center of mass when we're doing things in SAS. Not in SAS, in Time Warp. It feels a little wrong, you know. Just feels a little wrong. Okay, so that's the airfield and the KSC. I'm gonna end up landing at home again, aren't I? Not the worst thing in the world, but excuse me. It's nice to visit new places, right? It's nice to visit new places. I should have a look and see. Well, maybe they're available. There's some contracts that I wrote to get science because you may have noticed that we've not got any science from this trip. And unless we visit the surface of a planet or a body or gravitational system, we are not going to get any science because there's nowhere to perform the thing. It just counts us as high in space, right? So I've written some contracts to cover that. I can't remember whether I included them, whether they're there right now. Heating is interesting. I wonder how long I can sustain this. Let's try and slow down. I've got an awful lot of fuel, so I should be able to slow down well. In fact, I know this tin can survive to 40 kilometers. We've been down to 30. That's why I know. So that was by accident. This one by design. I bet it's going to overheat just because this is the height I want to be at. I remember we were hanging out at what was it, 60 for ages, 60 kilometers. We're just about to bottom out, I believe. It's pushing down. There's 40. So of course, yeah, Periapsis would have pushed down a little bit due to the drag of the atmosphere. Hopefully, we'll pass that by nicely, and it won't be a problem. It did also slow us down. So the solar system goes around the galaxy. Yeah, it's a little more complicated because like the galaxy's quite big, and there's lots of different things pulling on lots of different stuff. But in essence, the solar system goes around the galaxy. Yeah. Kind of bobs up and down and drifts around. It's an interesting thing. Is there a point below the planet that is falling towards the planet, but the planet is moving away from it? So, yes, because actually, so if you think about, the sun traveling around the galaxy, and you think about the way the planets are arranged, you might think that they're traveling with the galaxy because like that just makes sense, right? Everything's spinning, and so it's flattened out like a no, the sun is at like 60 degrees tilted to the galaxy, so actually it's like I don't know, someone really badly threw a frisbee or like a classic pie from a cartoon, right, where they're just kind of like flying it almost. I mean, 60 degrees is not flat, but it's not. That's beyond 45, right? That's on its way to 90. We are careening, and so there should be somewhere where you can jump up. I don't know if it's the North or South Pole. I actually don't know. But one of them, you should be able to jump up, and you're traveling forwards. You know what I'm saying? So you jump up, and then it's the planet catching up with you. Yeah, that should happen. That should happen. I should have also been burning my engines way before now if I wanted to land at the KSC. That's unfortunate. If we're lucky, I'm never going to slow down enough. I don't quite have the Delta V necessary to stop right here. That is the camera change of the of us stopping being in orbit and being in a closed system. Let's close that down again. No need to have that during surface activities. Valentina looking pretty happy. Let's hold on to the last kilometre or so of Delta V. This is already going quite fast, and I'm popping back out the top, aren't I? Oh man, look at that. Look at that. Well, I'm glad I saved some of the fuel that I had here. So there's a point where you can put a spacecraft and it just continuously falls towards the planet due to the gravitational pull. The planet is getting away because the solar system is moving fast enough. So the problem... So I had to stop and think about that for a minute there. The problem with that is the spacecraft is already moving at the same speed as the planets, right? So technically anywhere. So I don't know whether any of the Voyagers or Pioneers or any of those ones are technically in the situation that you're talking about, because they're the ones that are moving at different speeds to the rest of the system, right? Voyager, Pioneer. I don't know if the Russians sent any, the Soviets sent any out. Yeah, I don't know. But the New Horizons must be pointing somewhere. I don't know how I would even find out. There's got to be a website somewhere that shows us where I'm going to call them interstellar probes, where our interplanetary probes that were going just a bit too fast are pointed out. I know people thought about where the Voyagers were going, right? Is one of them going to a... No, I might be mixing that up with an Arecibo message. One of the Arecibo messages was pointed towards a globular cluster because they thought there would be a lot of stars there, so a high chance of hitting aliens. I can't remember where they pointed the Voyagers. They did think about it though. I don't know if they've thought about it on the Pioneers. I think those ones just went. Oh, it's a shot right here. Let's do the re-entry like this, shall we? Gonna take some tea break while we enjoy the re-entry flame. That is fresh from my flask and hot. Woo! Ooh-wee. The real question: do you think? I don't think any of our spacecraft are ever making it more than 10, 20 light years before some, I don't know, what the recovery people, what are they called? Salvagers. Before some salvager is at, why have we turned? This is not good. Before some salvager out there is like, we're gonna have that money. What happened? Why am I suddenly flopping about? This is not good. I should have slowed down more. Where did I last save it? Oh no. Oh, Wick speaking too soon there. What happened? We didn't make a quick. Yeah, thanks, Wick. Mate, cheers. I mean, if it helps, I wasn't recording either, so. We'll go back to the launch. Oh my god. So as I was saying, I don't think the Voyagers or the Pioneers or whatever are making it 10 light years. Yeah, this one's going out to my boy FSBWV. Cheers for being there, buddy. I'm not pessimistic that AI will kill us all. No, I don't. I think it's going to be a glorious union. That actually we're more likely to end our own species by merging with mechanical parts. You know what I'm saying? At some point, there will be no bog standard humans left. There'll just be whatever it is we've spread across the galaxy. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, no, So, FSBWV, the topic of conversation for the day is: do you think the new AI ecosphere that is coming will take the money off of everybody? And if it's so, what happens when they have all the jobs and all the money and no one is left to buy their products? I'm of two minds that either they'll make their own ecosystem and then we're just shut out of it and we're just left to do with it, or we're humans, we're resourceful, we'll keep things running. The whole of society around us is just an attempt to keep ourselves running. So we'll just carry on doing that. I don't know which one I'm on. I don't know which camp I'm purely in. I believe humanity will continue on regardless. That's just what we do. We've had a lot of close scrapes. That does things. Yeah, what a donate. Lol. You want to upload your brain to a von Neumann probe and pick a random direction in space you go? I would, in a second, upload a copy of myself to an interstellar probe. Right. I wouldn't. I don't know about if it meant my death. The biological meat bag that closed its eyes doesn't open them again. I'd be a little dubious about that. I mean, can we do it? Can we do it at the end of my life? But there is not a bit of me that wouldn't be like, God, you can deal with a couple of 10,000 years of boredom. Oh, I don't know. Actually, stop to thought about it, because even von Neumann probes, 10% speed of light. That's 40 years to the next star, and you're not the first one, so you don't get the next star. Why would you be bored? Because I'm left in my own head, because there's nothing else to do in the vacuum of space other than make up your own stuff. I would slow myself down, or would I stop myself? I don't know. Seems a bit extreme. Like, I can't remember what story it was, but I think the entities involved in communication had slowed themselves down so that light speed seemed almost like an instantaneous process to them, and that's how they communicated. Which meant that things were still like taking forever, right? That's probably what I was going to get. S star, you're correct. D, dark matter. You can't see that. No, but one of them flipped a bit, man. Oh, I've been sat down too long. Yeah, would you put yourself willingly into hibernation? I mean, maybe. Let's go here. This feels good. Up. Nearly at the very top of my orbit. Wow, I've just gone over the top of my orbit. Let's see if we can't bring that back up. Oh, don't look like I'm going to. Come on. There we go. Just tipped over. Let's bring that back. I'm in control of our orbital height here. Thank you very much. I don't know whether this is an efficient way to burn or not, honestly. I have no idea whether this is kind of like, riding the very top of your apoapsis is the way to go. I know it's what they... Is it what they do in real life? I think it might be what they do in real life. But of course, real life, you are burning the whole time. Day long quarter planning me. Oh, mate. Oh, sounds horrific. Sounds horrific. I think the ascent that was almost entirely in the atmosphere might have been better than the one that I just did. It's interesting. Very interesting. Okay, my apoapsis is racing away from me here. If I point downwards. I'm not pointing downwards enough, it turns out. Okay, there we go. We're in a nice low orbit now. So taking a Thursday and Friday off for a 4-day board gaming convention. Hey, yeah, no, all right. That I feel like you win there. That's cool. So, like last time we were here, I spent ages talking about how I could be using this frame of reference. But it's pretty taxing on my computer. So instead, I'm using this one, which is exactly the same. What's happening is we got a camera over the top of Kerbin that is rotating at the same rate that the Mun is orbiting, so that the Mun is always at the top of the frame, right? And that means this is kind of where the Lagrange points live, if you will. It's by far the easiest way for me to think about them. They do exist in the Kerbin-centered frame where the Mun carries on orbiting, but they also then orbit around with them. Like there's a point over here that as the moon goes round, this also goes round. But if you do that spinning with the moon trick, suddenly everything just kind of stays in place, and you've just got those down there. Look at this weird starness at the bottom of the skybox. Is there a similar hit? Yeah, look, that's got smeared out as well. A bad skybox. And so I am now trying to make my way to the L3 point. To do that, flight plan and maneuver node. We go further into the future with our prediction. And see what happens when we just add some thrust, push it around till it looks like it's roughly where I need it. Prediction, please. I said last time there's a whole bunch of different time allowances here. So this one that I'm playing with is actually like how much of the predicted orbit after my maneuver. That's what this one is. I don't actually want that. Actually, no, I do. We want to give it a little bit more oomph like that. That's too much. Something like this. And then maybe a little bit more round. Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I'll take it. I will take it. Now, the good thing about this one is it's all done by the numbers. Flight plan. This 6 hours, whatever. It's only tangential. So it's only forwards, prograde. So I don't need to try and figure out what's doing what or anything like that. I just go into the future. You don't see my overlay, right? No, you don't. Okay. People playing games, that's what I mean. We just go into the future, right? Bring this down to 0. And remember that if I have my mouse over the box, it won't slow us down. So I've got to keep my mouse over here. It's going to be interesting watching my mouse swivel around on the screen, on the recording. Why is my ignition so far into the future? I'm all down for it being 6 hours, but wow, wait, what? It's the right amount of thrust, but it's just totally in the wrong place. So far into the future that it's unworkable. That's kind of where I want it to be, but now that's in the past, so we go again. That's still in the past, so now we're actually into the future. Wow, okay. Oh, it's so much predicted. I don't know where we are. Okay, there. All right, that's the right spot. Man, I hit hours instead of minutes, and it pushed me so far in the future. Well, that's a warning. That's a warning. We got Discord stuff. Haha. So you play at Earth, right? Planet Dirt has 2 massive polar regions named Bearland and No Bearland. So somewhere wrong in this translation setting. So of course with Bearland, sorry. Go here if you prefer bears. I'm here for not bears. Yeah, all right, that's cool. That's cool. Oh, I'm tea thirsty today. Okay, well, I guess I wait for the maneuver again. At least it's only a half hour into the future this time, not many hours. 48 seconds. Let's once again see how long I will actually wait for 40 seconds to pass. Thankfully, with Time Warp, it's only about that long. I don't know how long that was, but it sure wasn't 40. 3, 2, 1, go. Full throttles are away. We've got a minute's worth of burn because we are trying to make our way up to the moon's orbit with an LV-909 and double fuel tanks and stuff. So, it takes a while to burn. Takes a while to burn. A minute, in fact. Let's come back here. This is so much the better view, though. It's nice watching the rocket make its burn. Don't get me wrong. But again, it's almost spirograph-esque image here is where it's at. With the rotating frame, when I just orbit up and down in the Kerbin centered frame, it looks like it's rotating in this frame. I don't think there's any way you could be in orbit around Kerbin and be stationary in this frame. No, unfortunately not. Okay, so it's this periapsis here. Get ready to stop when it gets close. Oh, it's getting there. Gotta roll us in. Alright, nice. Nice. Delete, delete, delete. Get rid of everything. Alright, brilliant. I guess I'm going to try the same trick again where I slow down and then we try and get into up and down, up and down. Watching the future blossom is very, very cool. Isn't it just? It is like by far some of the nicest parts of this game. No, that's history. This one here. Reduce the prediction size there. Okay, I'm gonna press F5. I think that's a play there. And I'm just gonna make my way up. I'm just gonna let this roll on out on the MKO. Mun Kerbin orbital frame. I presume that's what that stands for. Pretty nice. You can see that if I just let it go, we'd end up in a fairly nice resonance there. It might actually take me right back to number 3. Look, unfortunately, I can't stay here for long enough to meet the contract needs, and also then move on to number 3, which is a shame. That would have been a play. I would have been very impressed with myself if I could have done that. Okay, so about here, I'm just going to do my best to stop. Don't think I'm going to quite... Why is that going up? Surely in the Mun Kerbin orbital reference, I'm slowing down. I know that in the Kerbin one, I'm speeding up to match the Mun speed. It's kind of weird. It's beyond kind of weird. What's the difference here? Huh. Not quite what I was hoping for. Let's try... Sorry, I've got confused there. I'm not quite sure why it's doing what it's doing. I'm going to combat this by doing it in the Kerbin-centered frame. And I will pick up a bit of speed here and just bring this into a nice, stable orbit. And then, because Lagrange point to what they are, that should end up being nice and tight. Something like that should be good. Okay, that's going to be difficult to explain on the video, but hey, I'll figure it out. I don't know why it didn't give me the... Ooh, yeah, look at that orbit going there. Why slowing down in the frame did different from what I expected. I don't know. Good to see you, Zed. Good to see you. Have good times, man. Have good times. I'm going to do as I was trying to do last time. We are going to... Oh, this is going to make my orbit much more complicated. I'm fine with that, though. I'm fine with that. I'm going to try and bring my orbit up more upright. So, flight plan. Create the flight plan. Create the maneuver node. Sing the theme tune. Push this into the future. It's quite a way into the future. Push this some hours into the future to find the ascending node. And which direction does this need to go? 20 hours is like still not enough to see what we want to see here. That's kind of crazy. Well, this hangs around for long enough for me. We don't really need to play with it that much, right? Look at that. Let's zero that out. We were at such a better angle last time. It was so easy to demonstrate what I was trying to show last time. Oh, I didn't realize how lucky we'd had it. The idea is that you come into position and actually orbit vertically around the Lagrange point rather than so far around. I wonder whether actually this one would be better. Let's flight plan and kill this as well. This is so far in the future that I would have met the job. Okay, alright, never mind. That'll have to wait for another mission. I've got another mission that it will work for. Oh my gosh. Totally remember where everything is in this. Alright, great. So, we're in this nice orbit. This nice orbit that, from the Kerbin Lagrange point of view, just kind of librates around this point. But as always, from the Kerbin-centered point of view, orbits around with the moon. And in no more than 24 hours, we found our way all the way around. Beautiful. Beautiful. Still, of course, as I say, in that nice tight orbit. Can we... even going into the future, quite some distance, you can see that I'm just stuck here now. I never leave. Which is a nice place to be. I feel like we can use that for some space stations and stuff. It's nice and corralled. I need to reduce the number of steps, and we're going to slow down. That's not slowing down. They're a problem. Transfer. Where's control from here? Oh, it's because I was looking at the wrong one. Look, this one comes down and then interacts with the moon. No, don't worry. I was looking at the... F5 already did, thankfully. No, I said 40 last time. Let's do that again, and then I will F5 it again. And I'll remember to actually do my burn at the bottom this time. Oh, 38's a bit much. I could almost get out and push to put it above 38. But I'm just going to burn a little bit of fuel. And we'll accept that. Okay, well. Another quick save. Another dive down. Just a small centrifuge for Valentina there. We'd like to put our astronauts through the paces. Okay, the moment... Well, even several moments before hitting 40, we should start burning our fuel. Gonna fire my parachutes. They are armed. Beautiful, beautiful. We're coming in kind of warm. We're about 57 kilometers up. It's gonna get a little hot before it gets a little chill, but that's fine. There was no point during this process that's not salvageable. Apoapsis currently 11 million meters. Periapsis 42 kilometers. Kilometers, I suppose I should say. Engine. I will burn my engine when I am down to the periapsis. Reason being, I don't want to push my periapsis too far down. And then we'll go for it. I mean, to be fair, at 45, I'm probably low enough, but I've screamed, wait till you see the whites of their eyes, so I'm going to scream and wait till I see the whites of their eyes. Even though we are coming down pretty toasty at the moment. Pretty toasty. Are we by the... This is the crater, look. We should come and just, like, fly around here. Just to fly around here at some point. I like it. It's just a cool little spot. If I could come up with a cool mission to involve it with, that would also be cool. But I don't. Anyway, that was Periapsis. I am going to slow down. Only ever so slightly worrying about the heat trail that I'm leaving behind. It's fine. It'll be fine. Everything will be awesome. We are slowing down. Let's have a look at our apoapsis here. It's into the kilometers, the kilometers rather than the megameters. It's still hundreds of kilometers though. Oh, I'm suddenly very bunged up again. This bad. I was supposed to have a lemsip before I started stream today, and I didn't. I forgot all about it. I was too busy sorting my food out. 45 kilometers. The camera has flipped. Periapsis in the floor. Apoapsis of 50 kilometers. We're going upwards. I wonder if I could steer myself towards the desert place again. I think we might need to make a plane and just fly out to the desert. We read the new place discovered desert thing, and then we've not been able to move to the desert on our selection of launchpad services. Interesting flight. Let's come back down and have a look. There ain't no way we're gonna land there. Ain't no way. And the question is, where do we end up landing? I've got no tissue here. Okay, there might need to be a 2-minute break at some point for me to go and grab some tissue. I'm alright for the moment, but I can definitely feel problems happening. It's that beautiful time of the year where the weather's getting nice, and for some reason that means the spores are out. Not the pollen. We know it's not pollen. Okay, 2,000 meters per second re-entering the atmosphere. We are building speed at this present moment in time. That's interesting. That's interesting. Can we see the desert temple again? It's down there somewhere. There's the launch pad, so the temple should be... I mean, it might be that little blob there. It might be this little squiggle of stuff here. It's around somewhere. It's around somewhere. Okay, the re-entry heat is starting. Can we switch to the surface view here? And I'm going to stability assist and just kind of like point at the horizon, rather, or maybe even a little bit below the horizon, to provide some lift. So we are not coming down crashing through the atmosphere like we did last time. Electric charge is definitely not looking great right now. Let's burn some fuel and keep ourselves below tolerances, hopefully, within tolerances. We'll definitely point it in the right direction. That's always a good... Oh no, why this time? Keeping the spin on. Keeping the spin on. Anything to drop the speed. We've done this, but why? Why? Anybody got any ideas here? Open the cargo bay. What a great idea. Go. More drag. Brilliant. Look at that go down. Love that. Love that. I don't know whether it's going to be enough, but it's a good play. We're going to put these on... Oh no, we're now pointed like nose first. When risky. She can't EVA, this is a problem. I don't know what's going on here. It's a bit epileptic inducing. I'm sorry if that's you. Why, though? Huh. Huh. Okay. I can't move fuel around. Wait, can I? No, I can't move fuel around. No, stop. Stop. Don't burn your fuel, you fool. $6-kilometer apoapsis? Yeah, surely. First time round. Let's try it. Let's try it. What's the worst that could happen? I was trying to see if I could move my fuel from this tank into the bottom tank, push all the weight down, right? We're going to open that, as has been suggested. I'm going to push the altitude up to 5 kilometers. Unfortunately, the deploy when risky, immediate. Deploy when risky. Can I take these out of symmetry? Yes. And then we're going to deploy one of these disarm immediately. All right, we're just going to see what we can do. Okay, I will burn fuel at peak. I don't know, do I just burn the fuel now? Just burn the fuel now. This atmospheric entry is pretty intense. Maybe a little too intense. My periapsis is already down at like 20 odd. At minus 20 odd, sorry. Man, the speed is dropping, but not quite at the rate we need it to. And it doesn't have control. Okay, that was the wrong gamble as well. Alright, I'll try and do this without pressing space this time, because the reason I took that gamble was because I ever so gently nudged myself and was like, well, we're already there, so let's do that. I reckon we do all the things that we were doing. And slow ourselves down where at this point? And slow ourselves down where? Does this have a hibernate? It doesn't. Because look, we're burning power the whole time we're doing that. I was losing speed and faster than altitude until the flip. Yeah. The burning of fuel is a bit of a problem. Because it strips me of my ability to hold my position, right? The weight change is wrong. So I'm just gonna scream through here, pointing prograde, and see what happens. Because we've got a couple of orbits worth of velocity to drop, right? So we'll just see what happens if I flip. And just let it go round and round. Oh, no, this is not good. Okay, that's science going. I'm not that bothered by that, actually. In the face of all the bad that could be happening, I'm kind of okay with it. Comes some fuel burn. Try and get some power back, mostly. Actually, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it. Oh, look at that tiny bit of electric. See if we can't do the same. Okay, interesting. I wasn't expecting this to be the problem. That's really interesting. Okay, how high is our orbit still? Pretty high. Coming in at a 32 kilometer periapsis. Terry engines don't generate power. Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. I do know this. I don't know why I'm thinking elsewise. It will, however, hold me in position. So yeah, maybe that we will trickle out the fuel to hold my orientation. Maybe. We'll see what happens as we go through. This was so not the problem I was expecting. No, wrong button. Wrong button. This was so not the button problem I was expecting. Okay, how much thrust do you think we're going to need to hold orientation? Because we're pretty much already out of electric charge. We are, however, losing speed quite nicely. I think the engine assist might be helping with the SAS. And I say that, it's starting to rock around a bit more. It was looking like it was helping though. Reducing the drain. Okay, we might actually make it back today. That's a claim, as always. It's feeling pretty good. We look like we're going to aerobrake our way down below 2,000. Whether we can hold it together to get down to the surface it's a question. I will admit that it's not a guarantee. No, why? Okay, so it's when we shift frame. Did you see that? Where did I last see it? It's still back up in orbit. Can't even do a hard engine shift at this point. I'll just speed myself out. You think it's an electric charge issue, you think? Remove some symmetry. Deploy immediately. Is this even going to snap and slow me down? Yeah, I'm totally uncontrolled right now. Thankfully, I'm uncontrolled fairly flat. But there's some overheat on some stuffs. And we are starting to lose altitude fairly quickly. It's feathering. Feathering. If we lose our main chute, it's not the worst. The drogue chute is gone. Yeah, I just want to practice my editing skills, as Wick said. I'm thinking, because I don't want to just do the same thing all over again, right? I could, but I don't. So if we bring our... This is going to be crazy. What if we bring our periapsis up on the other side? Right when I round out. Maybe send an engineer up with some batteries. That might be a plan. I don't know if I've got any batteries. That's the problem. I'm just going to go through for my first tumble. And we'll just see what happens when we go with no interference whatsoever. None whatsoever. I think we should make this out of here. Though we might end up just becoming bullets. Yeah, look at that. And at that point, I'm not sure if we lose the parachute. If this doesn't work, I'm going to lift my periapsis up. No, I'm not. That's silly. I was wondering where... Excuse me? What? Did you just remember what it was to... Maybe Wick's right. Let's put her in. Let's put her in a safe orbit, shall we? There we go, 70, beautiful. Before she even gets there, let's go. Can I... Do have batteries. I do have batteries. Okay, that's good. Needed to make sure of that first. So we just pull out the same same craft. Oh, I don't know about this. I was going to put a Probodyne on top and then put this here, and then the engineer should be safe. Apart from this, that won't connect to that. Of course it won't. Okay, how many parts do we have to play with? We've got 2 more parts to play with. That should be fine because I can put these radial mounts on. I'm sure this will be fine. It's entirely for the engineer. We can also do this, and he's not taking the risky way out. He's gonna have every spare, because if she could do this and disengage, this pod will slow down so crazy. I could unlock solar panels, could I? That would be pretty good. We'll do that. We'll do that later. Bill does not have his suit on yet. What's Bill wearing? Is Bill old school? Bill might be old school. Hey, go on then, Bill. Off you go. I mean, it's not like we don't need Bill to get some XP anyway, right? Don't be a fool. You need to put the parts on. Can I first put that in there? I can. Okay, that's good. There's the spare one. And then a couple of those just in case. Whoever runs out of power first gets to keep the extra battery. Launch, but I don't know. Launch, but I don't know. Sorry, I've just noticed this staging is a mess. 2.1. Save it. This should totally have been the 2.R. It's the rescue craft, right? Because there's always a rescue craft. Any moment now. Oh yeah. All right, cool. Everyone's like, the battery, the solar panels. I think we'll be alright. Can I focus? But can I make you a target? Oh, am I gonna have to try and? It's fine. It's no problem. It's no problem. Because we don't have a target reference frame. So I don't... Why can't I open my flight plans? What's going on here? Is it because I've not taken off? You're like, no, we can't do that. Ooh, look at Minmus. Its orbits are crazy. Anyway, we've got to launch and just get into orbit, right? And then we go from there. 3, 2, 1, blast off. Come on, Bill, you got this. Well, rather the Probodyne that is on board of the craft with you. But it has enough fuel to circularize. We'll see what happens when. Oh, the Probodyne can't do it either. Oh man, well I don't know why I thought the Probodyne could SAS there. You know what? Revert to vehicle assembly. Let's get rid of that. I don't know what was going through my brain there. I was like, yeah, we put a probe on with people that don't know what they're doing, but we can't because they're. What a fool! What a fool! Yeah. Okay. We can't do anything about that. We'll be trying. Well, we're going to see what matches up when we're in orbit, right? I'm going to put this guy in orbit because he's got a small orbit to go around with, and then we'll see how that matches up. But we've not got the tracking points or anything like that, so I'm literally going to have to do this by dead reckoning. I don't know about that, but we'll see. We'll see. No SAS. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. I don't know why 3, 2, 1 didn't after I put the space down, but. Man, just a quick trip to the Lagrange points. In and out, 5 minutes, no problem. It's 7:30 already. Wow. Let's go back this way and that way. I think we've got the gravity turn going about well. It's gonna take a little bit of fight and a little bit of spin here, but that's fine. As long as I can keep on this line, we should be fine. It's definitely, but I've got it. It's not an issue. It's not an issue. She's going to be coming in fast. I'm going to be going around relatively slow, and then we'll meet in the middle. Surely. I feel like I'm going to be tipping too fast here. Try and hold myself up against the pull of gravity. It's inexorable. It's always there. It's more powerful. Like, the amount of energy that the gravity demands is outrageous. 15 kilometers up. Maybe I'm actually not rolling over far enough. Stage away. Apoapsis 50 kilometers. Let's try and hold at 45 degrees here. If I can look at this. There we go. Beautiful. I don't get his nav pool. What are these for? Oh, so this is like altitude angle, and then okay. Ooh, I'm not sure I appreciate the way it was laid out. Let's go to 70. Let's go to 80. 80 is always good. And then we drift. Bill Kerbin, engineer. Capable of repairing broken parts. Yeah, could we definitely done? Oh no, Bill can't get out. Oh, we're all idiots. Whoa. I'm going to reload. And we're going to see how well we can park Valentina. Do we have enough dosh to upgrade the building? You might be right. Let's go check that out first. The EVA is on the astronaut complex, right? Kerbals can disembark only on Kerbin. This goes to perform EVAs. It's just 75. Alright, I reloaded too quickly. Alright, you got me. You got me. I reloaded too quickly. You fly back. Let's put you back into your parking orbit. Bam. Forwards. Just a tiny bit. Okay. That's all we need to climb by. That's fine. Back to the space center. Ooh. It's thinky time. So tell me I got the point R. Yeah, there we go. All about that. Okay, so we take that off of there because it doesn't matter. Put you back on there. I mean, I could do the classic one of these. Put the Orion in line here. And then we have Jebediah fly. I can still get, because this has a blater on it, so I could still get more regular shoots underneath here as well. Got power. Let's do it. Oh, I didn't decide which Kerbals were in. Oh, there's so many steps. Why is that only Jebediah? You see what I'm saying? He's got a problem he has. There was another. Don't cover the peace hatch. I won't. Oh, I was going to put Jeb down below. Oh, I must have got the wrong one. I was going to put Jeb down below and have. Let's do it. You down there and Bill up there. Beautiful. Oh, beautiful. Now everyone can get in and out. Hopefully. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go! We're quite heavy, but that should be fine. Jebediah Kerbin on board, our highest decorated pilot, as much as I hate that. Been so long, you forgot you had it. I mean, I always appreciate the checklist. I got to be honest. The only thing we're not doing here that I know is on the checklist is the comms, because I just don't think it's necessary at this stage of our space journey. And I honestly, most stages of our space journey, I don't see why we would transmit the science back when we could just as easily come back with the science. Maybe that's a flaw in the game design of KSP. There's no incentive for transmitting your science back. There's no incentive for building space stations, other than they're cool. I suppose there's no incentive for doing anything other than it's cool in this game, I suppose. But makes a change for Jeb to be rescuing Valentina. Normally the other way around when Wick plays. Yeah, that's because you don't have a burning hatred for the person who jumps in the front seat all the time. Though I am the person that jumps in the front seat all the time, so I don't know about that. We're really not tipping over all that much, but that's fine. One day we will rescue those. We'll fly ourselves up on a nice flat trajectory, and when we're up at the top of the atmosphere, we'll drop our stuff and we'll go onto a nice round orbit, and the bottom stage will land. Probably not boosted landing, you know, it will be the things we call parachutes. 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78. Let's leave it there. Sounds good to me. In fact, let's turn SAS off for now. We will just let this not tumble, but let this drift with the frame. Seem to be doing well enough for now, so let's speed up a little bit. Even at high speed, they're tracking. That's good. That's good. 78 kilometers is a bit of a distance, and we are going a little bit faster than I would like to be on our spin here. 73, 74, 75. So probably about here. I'm going to start turning my engine on. And hold ourselves still-ish. Got a lot of velocity to impart here. Let's go, go, go. Okay, 77 kilometers up. Where is our friend? She's still up there. That's good. A little bit worried that we're actually going to run out of battery, but we'll turn all life support off, and everything will be fine. Kerbals don't need to breathe, right? They don't care about snacks or not, right? Well, we have crested over our apoapsis. Not quite where I want it to be. But it's not the worst position we've ever been in. Not by a long shot. Let's let's turn our little engine on. Now this might be a bit of a worse position because we've crested our apoapsis. We've got quite a way to go, and I've got quite a small engine pushing 2 Kerbals here. This is not actually where I want it to be. Quite close to the atmosphere as well. My rescue goes wrong, I'm going to be very annoyed at myself. Can you tell it's been a while since I've played this game? Oh, we're just about to push our apoapsis back up before we get into the atmosphere as well. Okay, that's beautiful. Alright, I actually managed to somewhat save this here. Totally by pure skill. Still not as soul breaking as Real Scout. You know what? That's entirely true. Yeah. We had someone who was on the first batch of was it last week actually, who was asking about whether things would work with realism overhaul or not, and I'm like, I don't know, mate. Honestly, I can't do it. I'm sorry. I just did not find it fun. It was good to begin with, but in the end, it was not for me. Okay, about here. Let's look forwards and just an ever so slight trickle to get my periapsis up high enough to be useful. Of course, a slight trickle with this engine is actually full bore. But there we go. Alright. Okay. Here we go. I really should be with the good altitude version too. Look at the way she just kind of like hangs there. Let's just make sure my electric charge isn't burning away. I don't want to have my SAS on. That should be the only thing that would be burning my SAS, right? Oh, that's horrific. Let's not do that. Let's focus on... Oh, we have to go through all the planets. No, we don't want to look at these ones yet. At some point. That's the version art. Oh, do I not get to look at them? Principia is just like, no, you can't swap back and forth. Is that true? Is Principia really doing that? How do I swap over? Do I have to go? Oh, I double clicked a bunch and it took me over. Okay, that's good. That's good. I want to not be coming in that low. Oh well. I just want to move in, and we'll just see what happens if I do circularize. Oh, it's not looking too bad. Wait a moment. Retrograde, but ever so slightly with an upwards lift, which is not that way, this way. I want to slow down, but here's F5. Okay, I'm going to, because there's no way of saving her, right? That's not the one I wanted. Can I point almost directly outwards for a bit? That's annoying. Okay, what's that one? Okay. Oh, this looks absurdly close. Nah, it's not going to be close enough though. Okay, never mind. I am, however, going to slow down. Yeah, without... Wait, does this not do target at all? No, we can focus, but we can't target. I wonder what that is an issue with. Okay, if all else fails, we'll launch an actual rescue craft. Or is this going to be enough? Man, I can almost see the orange and what's it markers flying around. You know what I'm saying? Almost see them. So how did I do it? How did I end up switching over? There we go. I don't know why. I'm just hammering all my mouse buttons repeatedly, and somehow that does it. If I knew how, I would let you know. But I don't know. I can't believe there is no KSP features, display patch conics, no. Login settings, no. Kerbin centered is not really what I want. If turn on literally everything, can we just watch their orbits till they meet up, right? Yeah. Yeah, we totally can, especially with... Yeah, no electric charge being used here. Especially with the offset of orbits that we have. Wait, is that exactly the same? Am I in resonance here? No, it's not as good as I wanted, though. We're going the wrong way. Well, here we go then. It's because we're going 2 orbits for every 1 or so of theirs. Okay, is that like opposites now? Ooh. Maybe we should have watched the other one. But again, I have no idea. There we go. I don't know what I did. I right-clicked and clicked, maybe. Oh, easy. What do we got? Up to 1,000? Sounds about right. Oh man, I don't know. Let's stop and have a look at this orbit. Okay, so I'm somewhat catching up, I suppose. Turn my SAS off. Yeah, that's close. That's close. Next one, maybe? Oh, it's going to be the next one out. Maybe the one after that, actually. But it's going to be one of these. Times 50. Ooh, it's looking pretty good. What's the distance? Doesn't tell us. Okay. Ooh, did we see it? Did we see it? This is the problem, is how do I know whether I can target them or not? Okay, so I'm this one. They've got to be inwards. Oh, there they are. Hey, I figured out how to... Look, there's a target. What is this? I did not know. I did not know. Okay, let's try slowing down. Who am I right now? I'm Valentina. Probably not the one I wanted to be trying to slow down, but here we are anyway. Looks like I should be good. Shout out to FSBWV there, coming up with a long-winded but workable plan. That's great. That's great. That worked out really well. Is that my target node there, do you reckon? I think it might be. 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's hold you steady. You know what? You could just sit there. Cannot do that. Okay. What is this frame of reference? I love it, whatever it is. No, not Kerbin. Not Kerbin, please. It's out that way. Okay, love this, love this, love this. Let's slow down a little bit. What happens if I just kind of point that way? So we're drifting towards each other now, right? Right, that's what that means. But 12 meters a second over 20 kilometers, going to be a while. Let's see if we can't rock this up to 100 meters or something. We've got like a couple of kilometers to spare here. Of fuel, a couple of kilometers of fuel. I'm sorry. Okay, this is interesting. This is interesting. Let's try and burn over this way and see what happens. Because of course we are in a somewhat rotating reference frame with Kerbin, well, our orbit around Kerbin perturbing. Huh, interesting, interesting. I don't think I understand this very well. Look at this. Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna do it the classic way. I'm gonna stop myself. What feels like stopping myself anyway. And then just point at it. See what happens if I just point at it. That is ridiculous. I agree, isn't it? Like, I think I understand what it's doing because it's like relative to each other. But okay, so that is not that point. That's a ragely in. Oh look, here's the marker. This is the marker I was looking for. Hey, classic. I love that. Okay, let's try this then. Oh, look. Okay. So my orbit gets close, but not close enough. I probably shouldn't be burning this excessively. You can't stop me, though. Something like that. I press go faster rather than stop. Okay. And then we point backwards. And then I think you need to push the white marker onto the pink marker. Thank you, mate. Thank you. How long is it going to take for me to slow down? Bam. Yellow marker on pink marker. That's what it's all about. 1.5 kilometers. Look at that drift, though. It's so fast. I can't zoom in any more than this. Okay. Ooh, let's try and slow down a bit more. Just moving in a slight 60 meters per second. That's 150, 200 miles an hour. That is. 45. That's 100 miles an hour right there. It's about 45 meters per second. I can't remember. It might be 42, something like that. Oh, look at me go! Look at me go! 75 kilometers. I think Bill can swim that, right? Bill, my dude, EVA. Here we go. Here we go. I now also need to leave my parachute behind. We've done this before. Inventory. That comes out and goes into there. Then we put this one into Bill. Bill. Let's pin that, and then battery comes out of here. Oh no! He can't. Oh, okay, all right. Jeb, it's down to you. We need to creep in closer and then stop. Creep in closer and then stop. Where's my marker here? You know how I was like, I wish we had SAS. Man, I wish we had SAS. Okay, there we go. We're pointing directly towards. Go, Bill, go. He doesn't have enough room. He doesn't have enough personal equipment space. But if we can just fly ourselves pretty much directly at them, the number goes down. Okay. This is gonna be tough. This is some finessing time. Need longer arms, it's true. I don't know what the current maximum distance Bill can place stuff as. Also, I think we might need Valentina to hold the spacecraft pointed towards us. I'm going to get as close as I can. I wonder how much this spinning affects the readout here. He has a pretty limited reach. That would be poor. That would be poor. Okay, let's try and bring ourselves down as close to stopping as possible. Well, I've just noticed that we're going to be like engine washing them. Oh, this is not good. Because, yeah, it does matter. Okay, there we go. Alright, Bill, let's swing you close. EVA. Go, Bill, go. Okay, so if I put it there... Now, Bill's got his backpack, so here we go. Hey, here we go. Hey, Valentina. I'm just going to use your ladder to place this. To place this on there. Let's go! All right, we got this. Do you know how often I say let's go? It's not very often at all. All right, we got it. We got this. That is it. That is a mission. Bill Kerbin, everybody. Bill Kerbin. Woo! I've got to get inside, but I want to make sure Valentina can actually get home before I. So 6:30. Where's her flight plan? Create flight plan. Add maneuver. I want to add a maneuver at your apoapsis. And then we slow down by... I mean, I've only got 600. Okay, that's fine. Look at that. 71 is all I need to get home. Okay, let's save it. Saved it. This is good here, right? We all agree this is good here. I don't know if I've put this in the right spot. Let's be honest. I don't know. We'll find out. Just gonna graze the far side of our orbit here. I don't want that flight plan. Get out. I just wanted to know where we were at. Delete. I mean, that's close enough already. 36 down. $36 might be too much. We know this. 36 is too much. What am I doing? That way. What do I reckon? 46? 42? Oh yeah, 46. The electric charge is okay. Can we transfer electric charge? We can't. Okay, that's unfortunate, but we'll just live. I mean, that's the plan, right? We just live. Okay, the main thing here is we point this battery away from the energy source. Do I burn my final fuels off here? Or do I wait till I'm down? Down lower in the atmosphere. Hey, space guy, how's it going? You are a space guy. Have we met before? Are you a space guy that I have met before? Welcome, space guy. Anyway, I am also space guy, a space guy. My name's Twitchi. Recently, I tell everybody. Recently passed my astrophysics masters, so I'm an astrophysicist. Plays Kerbal Space Program. Welcome. How are you doing? You're new here. Okay, well, we've met another space guy in the past, not in the KSP game. Oh wow. So yeah, welcome. We're 2 hours into a stream right here, where we thought we were just going to have a quick trip to the Lagrange points. KSP is not a game that natively has Lagrange points in it, but we have installed a mod that allows us to do n-body physics. You might notice that my nav ball is different from your nav ball. That's because we've got different frames of reference in this game. I am using Principia. It is true. Yes, it's my first serious playthrough with Principia. I've been playing Kerbal Space Program for is it 10 years yet? Might be longer than that. Since before it released. Welcome to the addiction support group. You've landed in the right place. No, FSBWV. What a great phrase. I love that. So yeah, if you hang around long enough, you will hear little nuggets of wisdom about space out from me all the time. I can't help myself. I will tell everyone about anything to do with space. My personal favourite is neutron stars. I'm a big neutron star proponent. Yeah. So right now, like I say, that we are right at the end point of a mission. So I'm not sure how much is going to fall out of my face at this point. I say that we're probably going to go fly off to somewhere else. When I took Latin, all of the C letters were pronounced hard K. Principia. Sorry, I don't know. I've Principia. Yeah, I don't. Principia. Yeah, I don't know. I literally don't have no idea. I should do. The book was written by Newton, right? Okay, like Mathematica Principia. Yeah. Anyway, a little bit of drink. So far, Valentina has unfortunately perished every time we've tried to get her back. But we believe it to have been a pointing issue. I end up spinning around. We're having all sorts of troubles with that. So we have flown the engineer up. Oh no, not the battery! We've flown the engineer up to install an extra battery, which I don't have target markers. So we had to do that by the seat of our pants. What's your thoughts about black holes, and are you going to check out the Kerbal Planet mod? I should check out the Kerbal Planet mod, but I've not, because I started planning this before. Well, I don't know about before it got released, but before it became popular. And so I put so much thoughts and I've made my own contract pack for this. Key Calbio? Something, maybe? I don't know, yeah. I've not, like I say, I've not avoided, but I've managed to miss the hype about it because I've been doing this. I'm a coder enough. Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to be to get your astrophysics masters, right? I've done entire galaxy simulations. No, why? Oh, Valentina, it's been fun, but why do you keep doing this? Sorry, suddenly we're all stressed again. I'm gonna try and get this number down nice and low without overheating stuff. Very disappoints all of a sudden. Very disappoints. 23 kilometers up. We've got a quick save, but man, this is not where I want it to be. The electric charge is burning, but we're all right so far. I'm pulling up. No, FSBWV, no, you can't hear. This is very, very unfortunate turn of events. I was kind of feeling like maybe we'd make it. But it turns out no. I mean, look at the speed we are dropping. Like, it's not too bad. I could just drop Val out. If we get too close, I will. 5 kilometers, I'll do it. 7, 6, 5. Go, Val, go. She's not dead. Oh no, I broke the game. Wait, I need to show you my screen capture. Turn this one off. Oh no. Okay, wow, alright, fine. We're gonna have to deal with that. We're gonna have to talk a small reload here. Have a look at my games, see what you like. I've been playing a lot of Noita recently. What a great game! Really hard, really hard. Why not just add it to coupler? She's already in space. No, you go ahead. Yeah, she's already in space, so we can't do that. Crash my game. All right, okay. What else are we gonna do? How is that not? I'm wondering if it's because I burnt my engines when we were down in the atmosphere. It could well be. Oh, it's got so intense. I'm taking my jacket off. What are these? They've gone. I was going to ask, are these Tim Tams in America? Because they're called wagon wheels over here. I was wondering whether they're the same thing. Anyway. Because it's one of the weird things about having a global audience is that we all have different points of reference for some things that are essentially the same. The one I like to bring up is like the American biscuits and the British biscuits are very different types of biscuits, right? One's for dunking in your tea, the other's for dunking in your gravy. Obviously, being British, I prefer the tea type. But knock off speed with a dip in the atmosphere. That's the problem. We were already in the low speed atmosphere. Tim Tam's a penguin. Oh, maybe, mate. Yeah, I don't know. I actually don't know. Track it. Let's see where we are, and if all goes well. Okay, Valentina, hello. We could just run another one of these craft up without the engineer on board. That would have made sense, right? I guess I could. Like, could we put a drogue up in the no, because no matter what, we're gonna have to slow down. I can't really. Okay, so my plan here, I think, is similar to last plan. What is this loop up here? Do I have a flight plan in place? I do. All right, that's why. So get out. No, even that's not right. I don't know what this one is. Okay, so here's my orbit. Which craft is in that orbit? We should both be in the same orbit. Why does it think there's another one in a different orbit here? 4, that's the 2 up there. That's these 2. So 4 is around the sun as well. What is this line here? Is there debris? No. Alright, anyway. How far away from apoapsis am I? 91, let's go. No, that's periapsis. The apoapsis is 84. 3, 4. Close enough. Close enough. I will just take a little dip into the atmosphere, and Valentina's going to do this a bit at a time. I guess that's the only way to do it. Okay, we'll go to 50. I feel like I just need to keep the fuel in my vehicle. Do you reckon that will do it? So that we end up heavier in the butt, if you'll excuse me. Twitchi are making sense when playing Kerbal. I sometimes make sense while I was playing Kerbal. Oh wait, if we go in nose first like this, we end up dying, right? We know this. We've done this before. It's not the winner. Though at 50, I feel like we might be able to get away with it. I almost want to point down like this. Look what's going on. My periapsis is going up a bit, but my apoapsis is coming down on the drag. Quick check-in with Valentina. How you doing there, Valentina? You having a good time? She's having a lovely time, actually. I don't think I've seen a girl having a better time for a wonderful time. Press V to change. Yeah, I know that one. Don't worry. We can also press C to go inside as well. Look at that. Oh, we go. Ooh, and it's all flamey outside. I think we're doing good, though. I think we're doing good. Whoop. The problem is, this is not free cam stuff, you know. Let's throw on the. Oh, see, even the aerodynamics are just like, yeah, minimal, mate, minimal. We did, however, get our apoapsis down to like 90 here. Periapsis is down quite low, so something to worry about there, maybe. But I wonder if we turn that way. Does that reach our periapsis up now? Oh, it's dragging me. It's dragging me. Nah, it also goes down. Oh, we are not leaving. We're not leaving the atmosphere. How's our electric charge holding up? Not too bad. Okay, whilst we are here, I'm gonna slow down as much as we can. Am I on my way up right now? I am on my way up right now. Okay, that's fine. Val definitely does have intrusive thoughts about getting out whilst in. I've got intrusive thoughts about Val getting out whilst during re-entry. Almost saying we're going to have the same problem, and I don't know what to do about it. No, I do. I've said what the plan is. We know how to meet up in orbit. We can do this. Or we'd leave Jeb in orbit. Oh, of course, why not? He's the guy we don't need to worry about. I wonder how many Jeb stands are like, yeah, well, if you put Jeb in the single person seat, he'd be able to ride it back. Well, maybe. We are at full tilt here. Worried about running out of electric charge. But even more worried about what happens if I turn my SAS off. Yeah, look at that. Look at that spin starting already. What if we try and get ourselves in a mostly stable backwards facing position? And then just leave our SAS off for a bit. Let's save some battery. Say mostly stable because, man, look at this. I don't know if I'm like wasting more fuel doing that rather than hitting this and then waiting for it to settle down and then turning it off. Jeb can indeed last in space forever. So if we get down to 2,000 meters per second on the speed, we should be able to burn off enough fuel to put ourselves down into a fairly decent catching orbit. Oh, this is literally the worst bit of the thing. Just burn. No. See, this is the problem we've been having. Is because we burn the fuel, we lose the weight in the rear end. You're suggesting the first thing we tried. Unfortunately, if we burn all the fuel out at this end, the front becomes heavier. Because we got science up front, right? So we're trying to get down. We're trying different methods. That's basically what it boils down to. We're trying different methods. And I'm hoping that this nice flat level re-entry profile here is going to be one of the winners. Oh no. Oh no, it's not. Oh no, it's not. Ah, Val's never jumping out now. I should slow down time. Okay, which way's upwards? Not that way. This way. Okay, now where's the battery I'm trying to protect? Like that? Have I put it full in the force? No. It's not ideal. There. Okay. We're gonna try flying back instead. I'm sure no problem here. How is my speed loss to electric loss holding up? Looks like it might work out. Maybe, as long as we can hold this for long. I don't know actually. Cargo bay, good idea, guys. Good idea. Open that cargo bay. More drag up front. $17. I really want to see a 15. I can't actually induce more drag here. My electric charge is gonna die at just the wrong time again. Oh no, what is this? I could get Bill to put another one across, but... $13... $12... $10... We're a kilometre a second, just going so fast. There goes my power. We'll try 500 again. Oh, it really doesn't like it. It's too much. It's too much. It's not crashed this time. Look at the speed. I think it might crash silently. Wait for the program to respond? No way, bro. No way, bro. Okay, that's unfortunate. Okay, well, we'll do the other mission that I said. Nice and easy. We'll leave Jeb up high. We'll get Valentina back. And we'll call that good. So, Mr. Space Guy, where do you fall on what size object in the solar system is a planet? Let's get into some controversial topics right here. And if you say Pluto, can you name any others? Get Bill his promotion, 100%. We're gonna swap pilots. I'm going to bring Bill home. Bill's the important one. Oh, I thought it was going to click. I had paused to wait for the menu to show up so I could be like click, 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 click. But it turns out no. We're normally taking a break by now. Start. Pluto and you've won me over by mentioning series. Just that on its own, I'm like, yep, that's all right. You know what you're talking about. And whether they deserve to be planets or not, I mean, like, they're dwarf planets. I'm fine with that. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like there's anything wrong with the term dwarf planet, minor planet, stuff like that. I think these are good names. These are fine names. It's just people who are like, my childhood. They're the problems, right? They're the problems. Did we run out of? No, you know what? Get out. I don't care. Come on, Valentina, swap. You're going to go up here. Grab hold of Bill's door. My keyboard's falling apart again. You grab hold of Bill's door. Actually, keyboard falling apart. I don't want you to board. I want you to grab. Okay. And then we swap over to this one. We go Jebediah. If you could, please. Hello. Oh, I didn't know you were on that side. You're going to go over there. I'm not saying you're worth less. No, I am. Jeb, you're worth much less. And then we come into here. Dude is going to sue me at some point. Oh no, I've got the craft, not the person. The module's full. Module is full. That's fine. That's fine. Here is where. No. Let's get this right. There's a boarding point here. B is so far away from the other keys. Why did they say B? Like, what were they thinking? Alright, bye, Jeb. We'll see you when we've got targeting nodes. Have a good time. Thrust limit up. Bye! I'm not coming back for him. Hamea is cool and has rings, but it's elliptical. I mean, so do you think round is a property of planet, or do you think there's a certain mass, a certain size? Because I don't know if you're... Oh, I might be about to say something that I don't think is true. Let me go see how much Vesta weighs. Oh, my piece... the wire in my battery, in my phone, is on its last legs, so excuse all the noise. What was I about to look up? Vesta. Mass. 9%. I don't know. I wanted actual kilograms, if you could, please. I'll take Earth masses, I guess. Proper mean diameter. I mean, that's nice. Mass. Here we go. 2.5 times 10 to the 20. It's pretty big. What about series? Let's write that down, shall we? Vesta 2.5 times 10 to the 20 kg. Enough mass to have moons that are round. Oh, mate, yeah, no, that one I might be a bit, because the thing, like, so the real thing is that any plan, any word that we have for planet is entirely arbitrary, right? There are grains of dust a centimeter big. There is Jupiter, and there's everything in between. We made up planets and asteroids and comets and dust grains. They don't really, those words don't really exist. They're just some classifications that we've put on stuff. 9.3. Okay, I was gonna say that Vesta had weighed more than Ceres. I'm glad that I went and looked it up, because it turns out I'm wrong. kg Ceres. Oh man, put a W in there. It's the Welsh coming out. Yeah, okay. So, because Vesta is very, very lumpy. Very, very. It's actually believed to be the insides of a planet and blah, blah, blah. Everything is just space dust. Yeah, I mean, I can't remember who said it, but we're what happens when you leave hydrogen alone for 13 billion years. Which I think that's kind of funny. I like that. Because really what it actually is it's more with like trying to even hydrogen is a construct of us trying to put things into groups, because obviously, you know, it's made of quarks and stuff, and yeah, I don't know. The problem is we really, really like to classify stuff when it's all just this massive, great big spectrum, right? Like everything's a spectrum. I don't know where we're gonna land. I don't think we care. The thing is, we are mostly the result of boundary changes, right? You know, when you have one substance, it's boring. When you have two substances, it's boring, apart from that bit in the middle where they mix, right? And then imagine, if you will, all the substances, and it's kind of boring when they're on their own, apart from the bit where they all mix, right? And then there's turbulence and wonder. You say we're more like pond scum. Even pond scum is amazing in its way. Like, can you imagine 4.3 billion years to figure out how to survive on the top of a stagnant body of water, right? Let's not degrade the idea of what pond scum is, right? That's. I'm going to slow down at this point. Should work with this one, right? Surely we can even decouple. Oh wait, this one's got a decoupler built in. Okay, I forgot. I now know. I did know beforehand, but yeah. I mean, like, so I'm sure, much like most of you, when I'm bit by a mosquito, I'll squish it, right? But really, that is just as heinous an act as, I don't want to say killing a human, because like that, I think most people fundamentally agree that a human has a little bit more valuable than an insect. But it's hard to say why. Talk about experience and what we can bring into the future and stuff like that, right? But yeah. Do you know the Vostok's capsule is the coupler and has ablative material? Yes. Yeah. That's exactly why I put it there, but it turns out we didn't actually need it. And I did forget about the decoupler. That's what I was just saying. But yeah, we put it there to be ablative. Anyway, it turns out when you look, if you're allowed to put some more material on a craft, it can do whatever you need it to. Woo, goodbye! Love that. Oh, and then we come to the worst bit of the Kerbal game. It's a slow drift down to the surface. Like, don't get me wrong, I know it has its place, I know it has its reasons for existing, but man, it takes its time. And I've got, like, drogue chutes and extra parachutes and all that. So it's going to take even longer. The drogue chute should have opened by now. Sure, no, it's 2.5 by default. So drogue chutes are opening in about 3, 2, 1. No, wait. Why did I count down to 3 instead of 2.5? Did you know that you can come in here and this spread angle dictates how far apart they are? I say this, it's fairly obvious, but you know what? It took me years to discover that. say with it. Look. Ooh. So you can have them not touching. Better time warp. Yeah. What did better time warp break for us? There was something that better time warp actually broke for us. We haven't got as many mods installed anymore, but we had better time warp, and I can't remember. But it honestly messed with something. So we literally we only had it for 1 week, and I was like, right, well, we tried it. But that was like my quote-unquote minimally modded playthrough, which had quite a few mods in it, really. So that, yeah. I remember Waterfall. Was it Waterfall that absolutely destroyed... Waterfall and Scatterer in combination absolutely destroyed the audio. That was interesting as well. And we're home. We're home. Okay, now the real question is, do I go and rescue Jeb, or do we just move on to the next contract? I think we're going to move on to the next contract, but I'm going to take a 4-minute break. 4-minute break? People down for a 4-minute break? I want a cup of tea. I want to go pee. I want to do things like that. So we're going to watch. What's a good thing to watch? Where's Jewel? I say that it's not that great to watch, is it? I love this. If I F5, we save. Oh, did it? Did it save? F5, save. Okay, quick save 1, I'll take that. Then we go back to Jewel. Oh, why did I click? You know when you're like, no, I didn't mean to click that. Quick, press cancel, and then you just exit the game by accident. I was just going to set up a nice view of Jewel and then accelerate time for a bit so you can watch all the moons go around and then have a quick save to come back to, right? Let's just make sure quick save 1 exists. All right, like that's okay. Principia, we want to look at the sun-centered universe. We want to look at Jewel over there. And like this, we're gonna watch everything. Travel round. What's the speed we can actually start watching things at? There we go. Alright. I'll be back, guys. 4 minutes. 4 minutes. Where's my OBS? I'm super on the ball today. Boom, I'm back. Hey, how's everybody doing? Let's now leave the facility and head back to what we're doing. Okay, so I have decisions to be making. Load save, quick save on, thank you very much. About what we're doing next. We could either try and get ourselves some science. I wonder whether we can get the... Let's have a look if we can get the electronics. No, we can't do solar panels yet. It's 90 science and we've only got 50. We can do any of these aviation things here. I'm not sure whether I want to do the aviation things because we could fly to various places and get ourselves more science, stuff like that. But we could go to L1, L2, and eventually L3. Oh yeah, I remember. I had trouble with this making this contract work because L2 was on the other side of the mun. It couldn't quite get the distancing right. So this is a mess, and I need to somehow figure out how to tidy this up. But it works. That's the thing. It looks a mess, but it works. Anyway, we're going to take the Mun L1, Mun L2, and maybe we'll fly by the Mun as well. I mean, we get this whether we take it or not, so that's a thing that we can do. It's brilliant. E-numbers, yeah! A lot of numbers there, So, I just want to go and have a look at something quick, because I was saying about the science contracts, and I want to know where are they? Synergy survey, mystery goo at L4 and L5. Why are these not being offered to me? These are ones that I totally should have been doing. Look at that, 25 science there, another 20 science here for the L4. I don't know about these numbers. I don't know whether 20 and 25 are right, because there's like a whole bunch here that can be done. Anyway, because I've been... where's the prerequisite here? Does it tell us what the prerequisite is? It doesn't. But if I click here, because I've done the exploration of the L4 and L5, I haven't done this L3 one. The L3, 2, and 1 we haven't done, and that therefore it's unmet. But because I've done these, they are open and available to us. The money's good, but the money's not really what it's about. It's about getting the science in, you know. Oh, look, there they were. It's because they I changed the logo, and so it's a little awkward. I think I'd like to shut everything down for my playthrough. Shut all these testings down, the tourism stuff. I'm going to have my own tourism contracts, right? The only thing I won't have is like the testing in the L points. I don't know if that's a thing that we can do. Testing, like take this part here and see how it reacts. Like, is that a thing we want to do? I don't know. A contract that we want. Is that a contract anybody would want to do? I think that's the question I'm trying to ask myself here. Is that a contract anybody on the planet would want to do? Okay, so we're just exploring. So I'm going to bust out the 2.1, and we're going to take that off of there and put this back. Take these off. Do I want the science pod? Because the thing with the science pod, let's put more of those there, is that I think we're going to the moon now. I think the L1 and L2 are classes in moon. So maybe we want to do that. We got 28 parts. I could just, in classic style, throw one of these on the back, these being the mystery goos, and we could throw a thermometer on there. Maybe is that thermometer gonna block the hatch? I've had that before. I put science on the side and boom. For parts that would be useful, say grav detector, but the game said silly things like test kickback. Yeah. That's why I wanted to write these specific science contracts. So the first one is just like, there's going to be a basic set where it's like, oh, go do the sciences at the L points. But then there's various ones that I'm going to want to do, like we think some of the oldest dust in the solar system is trapped in the Lagrange points. Like, this is true in real life as well. Can you take an aerogel collection unit over there and scoop up some of that dust? Because, like, to be in orbit, you like to be in a specific orbit, you need a certain amount of energy, right? And if you're falling into the Lagrange point, you've got all that energy that you've brought in from outside with you, and so you just kind of like dive in and out. So anything that falls in goes straight back out. That's why you need a rocket, right? But conversely, that means anything that was there at the beginning doesn't have the energy to leave. It's why the Lucy mission is so important from NASA and ESA at the moment, because it's going to the Jovian Centaurs, the Jovian L4 and L5 points, and those asteroids have been there since Jupiter formed. They had to have, right? I need to explain that better and do that as its own little video in Kerbal. Be like, yeah, anyway. Good altitude version 2.1. Is this the one that we're taking with? Is Valentina just going to go up there like this? I mean, Valentina is the risk taker, I guess. I technically have what it takes to go. I would love to be able to get better fuel tanks, though. I am maxed out on what we can do here. There is a failing in the contracts. I need to write this down because I've kind of stalled here, right? I don't have the science points, and I should definitely have access to those science points. Anyway, well, I'm just going to the moon. It'll be nice and easy. 3, 2, 1, let's go! Go, Valentina, go! You've just come back from your own death-defying mission where really you should have been left up there, but it's alright. Jebediah in his way was the first to volunteer to sacrifice himself for you. we just put out a form. Any science on this ship? We have a mystery goo and a thermometer is literally all we could take, unfortunately, because of the part count, because of the VAB level. Ooh, that tea's a bit hot. Let's hold these notes. No, let's. Okay. Those notes are horrific. We will get rid of those. The one that's important is that I need to be 13 million meters away from Kerbin, and be in a specific position. Reach L2 one day. Reach, it's maintain. Reach and hold. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. I don't know if you can tell. I might have used ChatGPT to help me with this a bit. So there's a few. Now, when you're writing four things out, and you're like, actually, could you just copy this for me? But of course, it's still really bad at copying. And if the thing that you want to do contradicts its training data, you're like, no, this is the cutting edge knowledge, and it's like, but I know that. Oh man, it will keep falling back to that. That it thinks it knows. 73, 74, 75, we'll take that. Keep my pointing pointed. Clear my throat. Excuse me. Okay, we are on our way to the moon. Bang, zoom. I'm sure there's no negative connotations of that. Love that little travel up there. Thankfully, do you think L1's going to be the easiest to get to, or do we go to L2 first and then come back? I don't know, actually. I don't know. What I do know is it's probably about time that I started getting my engines fired up here, and we started burning away. You know what? I'm just gonna hold position. Just gonna hold prograde here. It will push my apoapsis further forwards, but I'm alright with that. Actually, I'm alright. Actually, I'm getting close to being at my apoapsis. So if I hold stability assist, no, not quite there. Still need just a little bit more on the up, just to bring us back to the top of our orbit. I don't want to be fighting gravity too much. It's always a little awkward when you are. It's a big rocket to be swinging around like that. Thankfully, no aerodynamic forces. Just like, could you imagine the inertia if you had your gyro wheels at the top here? You start swinging this huge, great big stick of a rocket around, and then you'd like, actually, I want to go the other way. The number of ships that should have broken in the middle. Yeah, especially my playthroughs. We're like, we handbrake turn everywhere, right? Go, final stage, go. Should be enough to get us to orbit. We've been here before. It's fairly easy. As long as I can keep my nose just above the horizon, we should easily make our way out there. Got the ability to decouple this time, so we should also be able to deorbit a lot faster. I don't know whether we're going to blow up the stuff on the outside of our craft, but you know what? Not that bothered. Not that bothered. 50, 60, 70, that's good enough for me. Let's see what we got. Beautiful, beautiful. There's Jebediah. Don't worry about him. He's got a good altitude. Okay, so Principia, the Lagrange points that we're going to today. Let's look at the moon. So, if we draw a line from the moon to Kerbin, L1 is the closest one to Kerbin. This is where the balance of gravity is probably the easiest to think about. I've explained this one a couple of times now. Going to do it again. Because if you get too close to Kerbin, you can imagine the gravity of Kerbin pulling you that way. But if you get too close to the moon, you can imagine the gravity of the moon pulling you towards the moon. In between the two, there is a magical point where both Kerbin's gravity and the moon's gravity cancel out. Turns out it's here in this particular simulation. I don't know where it is in real life. It does exist, and it's probably the only place we could keep a space elevator that would actually function. Like anything we try and do around Earth, no, we can't have a fixed thing in orbit, like with things orbiting around Earth. That's outrageous. But the thing around the moon that just kind of dangles towards Earth, and then we keep it in, and that. But yeah, I reckon we could make a space elevator there, and it's not all the way out to geosynchronous orbit like it would have to be around Earth. Yeah. Anyway. We'll go to L1 and L2 is what I'm trying to say here. And to do that, we need to make some maneuvers. We're getting pretty good at them now. Pretty good. We're going to go MKO. And I'm just going to make sure the Moon Kerbin orbital frame is what I'm trying to say. 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 4 minute. Somewhere about there, right? We've got to remember that we are in a rotating frame, so we go a little bit beyond. And then, what is it, 5.5? Something like that. I can't remember the exact delta V we need to get to the moon. I overcooked. Of course I did. 9. Oh, you know, that's pretty good. And then we push ourselves there. The timing is off. Let's click back, and we take a little bit longer to drift up. Oh, collision with the moon. Not quite where I want to be, but it's nice to have. You see how there's a bit of a weird shape here? Look at that. This is because we're interacting with... Let's go back to... that one. We're interacting with the gravity landscape, right? And so being able to get myself at the just right position is really what I need. Is that going to do it? Something like that? It's not really the way I would have wanted to come in. You see how I've gone up and down? Maybe if I was going to the back one? I think I'm just going to go with... should we call it the naive approach? Or we just kind of aim for what we're going for? Oh, it's a very finessey one. Look, single meters per second matter, which means even seconds matter in the burn. That's going to be awkward because I'm not very exact with that. We need to get enough money together to get the tracking station upgrade. can you please look in the direction you're supposed to be looking? Thank you. Oh man, the way it doesn't lock on, kind of annoying. But that's alright. We are 3 minutes away to 1 minute 30. What? Ah, it's because I put my mouse over the thing. Alright. So what I'd done was I'd used my mouse to highlight the time left, and because Principia steals the control when you put your mouse over the window, I couldn't slow down. That's really annoying. We'll figure it out though. We'll go again next orbit. It's fine. It's fine. It's not a problem. I really no. Of course it's not. It's just annoying. There. That looks pretty good to me. We'll do that one instead. All right. I'm looking here, but I'm gonna keep my mouse to the side here. That was annoying. Might embarrassing maybe. 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute. All right, bring it down. "30 seconds, 20 seconds, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Remember to say 0 this time because I went a little fast last time. And we just watched the petals bloom. It's a minute's worth of burn. It's pretty good. It should be relative. It should be easier to get into than the Lagrange points over here, 4 and 5, because we are literally just stopping on this one, and then we spend as much time as we can just slowing down and trying to keep ourselves there, because this is not a stable point. It is practically impossible to stay there. Zed was saying, oh, imagine if you could like lock to the exact point. This is one of the ones where if you could lock to the exact point, you would be stable. But the example people like to give is the pencil on its tip. If you've balanced it exactly perfectly, it's great. But so much as a breath across it, and it'll end up pushing you out of position. And the same is true here. Same is true here. Let's try and rock this just right there. Love that, love that. Hopefully that's as good as I love it. Delete that, delete that, delete that. Okay, looking good, looking good. And we just drift. I'm going to F5. And we drift. And eventually one of these, hopefully it'll be the L1 one, will tell us we're in the right position. At some point, we should get within this angle between 80 and 100. When you know that's a 90 that we're aiming for here. Is the wrong way around? There we go. All right. So we currently class as being in the right spot. Ooh. I've never been so low before when we've gone round. This might let us do the thing that I wanted to do earlier, where we actually end up orbiting around and around above. Like that. That would be great. Add maneuver. We're going to move the maneuver forwards in time to there. And then we're gonna slow down. What frame are we in? Kerbin Lagrange, yeah. Okay, and then we're gonna slow down, right? How much do we slow down? I don't know. We can't see the future. Let's extend the future out. Okay. Okay. So We're currently traveling at 296. Let's bring our speed down to like 270. And then kick in some ascending node business. Oh no, I'm not going the wrong way. I was worried I was in this completely wrong. You see how that almost whip-like motion is trying to line up here? Boom. I think that's it. Oh, I think I slowed down too much. Let's okay, it's not quite done what I hoped it would. I'll be honest with you. I was kind of hoping for more loop round. Yeah, look at that. That's terrible. It's not terrible, but it's not quite what I was aiming for. How do I make that loop round? Let's clear this plan. Let's try it again. So I'm kind of learning here myself. 18 minutes again. This goes in and out, right? Okay, yeah, that's not what we want. I feel like we just start by slowing down a bit and we see what happens there. In fact, I'm just going to do that by yon seat of pants, which is a phrase that I never understand. I presume it's something to do with hang gliding. I don't know. Where does flying by the seat of your pants come from, huh? Does anybody know? Missing hour, I saw that adding batteries didn't solve the problem. We got Valentina back. Valentina's back. Around Kerbin right now, there's the craft that Valentina was in now has Jebediah in. So we're just slowing down up at the L1 point here. And Bill is very safe. Don't worry. Bill and Valentina, the darlings of our space program, are very, very safe right now. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to get into orbit of this point here. So this point is the point where, if you just imagined the gravity from Kerbin and the gravity from the Mun, this is the point where they balance. There's exactly as much coming from Kerbin as there is from the Mun. So we're just going to get into orbit of it. Nice and simple, right? Well, how could it not be nice and simple? Let's go forward here. And then I'm just going to kind of slow down. Hopefully this will now just kind of snap into position. Gotta remember to do some science. Fly by the seat of your pants originated in the early 1930s from aviation, describing pilots flying without functional navigation. Oh, they would literally feel the vibration of the plane and thus the seat of your pants. Alright, yeah, cool, alright. Yeah, no, I'm down. I knew it had to... Yeah, it had to be something weird like that, right? You know what I'm saying? I feel like I really want to flip this up. I feel like I'm going to save it. And we're going to play around. And we're going to see what happens here. So, like, the ascending node... Is that going to bring this closer? No, it's pushing further away. This is one of the nav balls that I'm not sure is pointing in the right direction, but like, we'll just make do for now. I presume at the moment the ignorance is mine. Mainly because at almost every situation I've come into in the past where I'm like, is it really? Then yes, and it's normally me that's wrong. So I'm not sure if this is quite where I want it to be, but it feels kind of good. Slowing down relative to the moon, getting into a bit of a upwards facing trajectory. Surely right here is where we want to be. Gonna press X. Oh, okay. Okay. Let's slow down a bit. I'll make sure I don't burn through all my fuel. Ooh. Oh, what was that? Okay, I'm going to spend a little bit of fuel trying to finesse this. I'm going to get right down to 2% fuel thrust. And we're going to try and bring this back. So this is what I mean by this being an unstable point, is the knife edge to sit on is very, very thin. Oh, and the question is, how long do you want to balance on that knife? I feel knife. That's probably good enough to get us our contract, right? For 24 hours. So this is how the James Webb orbits. It's not exactly like this, but instead of going round and round in the same flat plane as the planets, it goes up and down when it got there. Oh, well, again, round and round, but like in the up and down direction. I did actually want to end up going the other way, because we need to get to L2 afterwards, right? Let's slow down, or does that speed up? Oh, how close do I get to the moon? Oh no, we go into the moon there. You know what? We'll figure that out when we get there. Because let's put some steps forwards. Ooh, yeah, I reckon at just the right point we could end up over here if we give it just the right nudge at just the right time. How does this look in the Kerbin centered frame of reference? Look at that. Look. We move around with the moon, but going up and down, right? Until eventually stability is lost over here. Whoa. Because there's my orbital speed is too slow to be this high, right? To be this height. It's the fact that the moon is kind of pulling us around. Anyway, I think this is cool. I think this is really cool. Will 2 loops make 24 hours? Let's look up here. That's 22 hours there. If we haven't got it by then, we will do another little twig and see what's going on. Little tweak, sorry, to see what's going on. So let's put this back in that one. So just drift up to this ascending node here. And ever so slightly slow down now that we're here. See if that helps or makes it worse. Oh, that makes it so much worse. Let's try the other way. Actually, wait, no. I want to check this out first. That's 16 hours, 8 hours. All right, yeah. No, that's too much. Can we get you to loop again? Oh, I went not the wrong way, but too much. Too much sauce. Unfortunately, I'm all the way down on one, but we could lower 0.5% thrust. So I don't think we're going to get much better than this, because we're just ever so slightly trickling stuff in. And I'll just have to correct it. But that's good. One day ahead into the future. And I don't crash over here. Okay, that's good. We'll take that. That's really good. I want to look on this bit. Let's complete this contract in this point of view. Maybe. At least until we're over there, right? Because that's 20 hours. Yeah, that's plenty of time. Plenty of time. Let's get a little sip here. So this is like legitimately crazy, right? Think about it. If I'm orbiting lower than the moon, I should be going faster. All right, think about two craft trying to rendezvous with each other. If you want to speed up, you go for a smaller orbit, right? But I'm not. I'm in perfect lockstep with it. Like the gravitational balances just hold it right. It's amazing. It's great. I love it. Of course, the energetic output to get into that frame of reference, that's kind of where the secret sauce lies, right? You know, if you think about it from here, you're like, well, that's just magic. How does this do this? But am I gonna have to? Wait, stop. I'm gonna have to tweak this. And what I'd like to do is tweak it towards this side. Is that something I can do? Yeah, if just looking at it, physics is whack, straight up. Just looking at this situation, like, what is going on here? How does this work? But if you remember that you've spent a lot of fuel. That doesn't do none. Okay, you spent a lot of fuel to get here, right? And that's put you at the same speed, pretty much. But then the gravitational influences from here. Which way do I need to point? I need to point towards Kerbin. You know what? By the seat of my pants, let's point at Kerbin. It's not that one. Not that one. What frame are we even looking at here? Okay. Alright, well, yeah, we're looking down that line. Let's see if now we can push this back. Just need to earn a couple of hours. Well, to be fair, that's 5 hours in the future. Let's let it rock. Yeah, that's still good, surely. Oh, if I get too close, I'm gonna save. Surely I won't get too close in a couple of hours. Now we're starting to turn out from the L1. Okay, got it. Alright, beautiful. Amazing. Now the next thing I need to think about is how we get up there. We're definitely going to have to go down. I think maybe... He was just about to type, how about F5? Yeah, the L2 is on the far side. The L1 is close. The L2 is far. The L3 is all the way on the other side of the Kerbin. But I don't know how we safely make this transition. Can I do this without hitting the moon? How do I even figure this out? I'm trying to think in many different frames of reference here. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. Look at the Kerbin centered and be like, okay, I'm just speeding up. Speeding up puts me above the moon, right? So if I then go back to the moon centered burn and I do that, I don't know if that's working for me. The engine's too low. It's worth a check though, you know. Okay, I need these lines up because I cannot tell. I don't know how you transfer from one to the other. Yeah, like a tool. Yeah, this is getting me closer and closer to the moon. That's not quite how I want to do it. Did I save? I did, but I can't remember when. I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to just burn until I'm past the moon. Like, past the moon. So I'm going up and beyond in the Kerbin-centered frame of reference. Oh, okay. Alright, this is looking better. This one here. Oh, man. Look at me orbiting the moon in a weird way. So what happened here was let's get rid of all this stuff that's in the way. I was looking from the Kerbin centered frame of reference, and I knew I had to get above the moon somehow. The way I do that was by speeding up my orbit, right? We know that I just need to speed up my orbit. So I did that until my line ended up crossing over here. I still don't know that I'm going quite fast enough, but something somewhere is going fast enough. So when I get close, I will try to slow down again. I think that's probably the best way to do it. I don't know if I've got the fuel for this though. We're gonna strand Valentina around the moon. How do I hide all this stuff so we can see the important things here? Okay, here we go. We are in another stable point. It's not the best, honestly, the approximation, because it's let me be whatever angle up and down I want to be. But I think it works. Let's try just slowing down again and see what we get here. It's only going to cost me like 200 delts, so that's all good. There's a lot of collisions with the moon in my future right now, and I don't love that, but should be good here. Come on, buddy. Come out of the moon. I don't want to crash into the moon. I see the problem here. I need to point upwards. Can I go this frame of reference? It's the same frame of reference. Now, if I go up here, I think this is the burn I need to make. Oh, I need to not leave it on SAS. Alright, I think this is the burn I need to make. It's here somewhere, isn't it? Look. Okay, when I get up to this ascending node, maybe we'll do another burn. Oh, it doesn't feel great. I'm gonna end up ripping past. Okay, well, here we go. Let's just go up there. It's not going to be as elegant as the last one, but you know, I'm transferring in from the middle of nowhere, and also it's also taking a fair amount of time, so it's not the end of the world. Okay, so now that I'm pretty much here, let's just stop. Get this up and down. Ha. Ha. That didn't do what I expected. I don't know if you can tell from my tone of voice. I tried slowing down, but I got faster. That's an interesting situation to find oneself in. Tried slowing down, but I got faster. It's gotta be because I'm so low down, right? I thought I was closer than I was as well, if I'm to be honest with you. Let's just stop with multiple frames of reference from which to choose. Yeah, well, you know. I am going to once again, now that I'm here, look from Kerbin's frame of reference and try and circularize, because it feels kind of not great. And I know that that's all I need to do, quote unquote, all I need to do. So let's just push that up and around. Ideally, we're not smashing into the moon. And this is kind of good. I don't know what's going on here. Whoa. Okay, we've gone too far. But I think that's because I'm on that knife edge. Which is good. We will confirm that when I've turned my throttle down. 5% sounds good. We'll hit this button. Oh, it's close. Oh, it's close. I've got to stop changing frame whilst holding stability assist on, like, point to this. Let's just ever so slightly bring this in here. There's a loop. Loops are good, right? Oh, too far. Too far. What's this? It's 11 hours into the future. We'll go 11 hours into the future. And then we'll go back to the Kerbin center. The moon's tough, it can take a hit. Yeah, you know what? I think you might be right. I'm worried too much about it. Okay, look at all these contour lines. That's interesting. Oh, it's because we're in the complicated valley of the moon. What a great name. The complicated valley of the moon. Maybe a bit of a mouthful for a snappy band name, but okay. And then I just ever so gently push this back into being a circular orbit. Okay, that's how you do it. I did it a little bit too far, but that's how you do it. Then back to the... Whoop. Interesting. It's a terrible orbit. It's a horrible orbit. I hate the orbit, but it's good. Complicated Valley of the Moon is a book that haughty people assume you haven't read. Yeah, that one. Okay, 10 hours. That's all we need. 10 hours. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom! We have contracts complete. Beautiful. Love that. Let's look at the future prediction of where we're going here. Do I crash at any point? Does that slam me into its surface at any point? I'm just going to let this drift me down. Also, I'd like to point out with this. I should have done it. I should have done it this way. I knew this was a thing. I just didn't think about it. To take a low energy exit out of the moon system, you have to go through the Lagrange points. I know this. It's just like a thing that you learn. Okay, that's look at that. Look at how well it goes through as well. Loops through my bit better than... Okay, and then when we find ourselves down there, I will do the reverse burn and bring Valentina home with some electric charge, hopefully. Okay, well, here we go into the future. Let's actually... we're burning fuel. We're not burning electric. Okay, that's cool. So we went round the moon a couple of times. Ooh, I love that. It's so cool. And then this final moon encounter, we were closer when we were leaving, so the moon's pull was stronger there. I actually wanted to slow down up there. You know what, I'm going to go around once. Okay, this should be a less extreme re-entry than the last one. Should be. I'm going to have to change my... I'm not. We're just burning like this. I was going to change my throttle amount, but you know what? I think we're good. I wonder what the difference between all of these orbits is. I presume the one that I'm making the most difference on... I am going to go change my thrust level. The one that I'm making the most difference on is the one that's coming up in the most in the future, right? look at all these interactions that are happening. You look far enough in the future and weird stuff happens. Oh, it does tell me down here. Periapsis, 400. Am I just gonna take some slow, fairly easy passes about 55 kilometers? I think so, because 8 million meters is a lot, and I've only got 800 delta V. I'm gonna save. Valentina's having flashbacks. Oh, I didn't do the moon science. I've already I literally just saved it. By the seat of your pack takes on a windy second meaning when your thrust is limited to 5%. Yeah. I don't want to waste electric on these particular passes, so we're just going to let this tumble for the first couple of passes here. We'll just drop some. Why is my periapsis so low? Wait. What happened? I said 55. I only noticed just as we entered the atmosphere that we were going much deeper. 54. What happened there? Time Warp is messing with us. Why is Time Warp messing with us? What's going on? Push that up to 60. Man, what is wrong with my re-entries today? Yeah, well, it was supposed to be less extreme. It was look there, 44. What is going on? Why art thou like this? I sure did not ask for it. And if I have to do that every time, this is going to be quite a drain on my power, on my fuel. I don't even know if 55 is enough, to be fair. No, we'll go with it. We'll see. Could just drop. In fact, I'm going to do it. We're going to go hit the atmosphere. What was that stutter? We're going to go hit the atmosphere, we're going to slow down, and we're going to drop all this extra stuff and let the natural slow downiness of the capsule win through. That's the plan anyway. As soon as we start getting hot. Okay, I'll class that as getting hot. Slow down as fast as we can like this. I wonder if I fire it straight off, is it going to come back and hit me? Probably. I should pick a direction to twist and throw. That's for sure. Back down to 44. Yeah, no, it's crazy. I don't know quite what was going on with that. And fire. Okay, there we go. That was pretty good. Fired it off at an angle. And now we should just go through ridiculous re-entry, but be fine because of the ablator. Using this rather than the P. Slow down in us. Yeah, you know me. If I was using my physics degree, I'd be calling it acceleration, and that's just silly. We accelerate backwards. That's how we slow down. Seems to be doing okay. We are losing speed the whole time. We're not burning up. I once again seem to be aiming for the desert launch site. Camera swings. Nice. Still below 2,200 meters per second. Just a mere 5-day mission to get all these contracts done. Look at Valentina. She's been hitting those supplies. Science's plasma was worth a try. Let's see if we got this one. We've already got this one from the upper atmosphere. Oh, I should some parachutes. That would also be handy, just in case anybody decides to pass out, forgets their training, and is like, oh, thermometer. We also got that. I need to slow my camera spin down. Can't be doing that. We've lost some oblate. Oh, here it is. Here's the hot atmosphere. Bet we could sort out a science in plasma contract. Go in a certain height, certain speed. Run a certain test. Whether the batteries survive? No. Oh, actually, no. Yeah, no. I reckon they will. We're going quite slow. If we were coming in for a full trajectory, then maybe. But as it is right now, I think we're safe. 1.3, 1.1, 1 kilometer per second, 700, 600, 500 meters per second. Parachutes are out and away. Drogues are doing pretty good. I'm actually gonna cut my drogues. Yeah, we're already below the speed we need to be, so I'm gonna cut my drogues, and we're gonna pick up a bit more speed. But that's all right. I have full faith. Won't matter as the bell was designed to come in bottom first. This is true. Yes, it is true. It is the shape for it. It is the shape for it. Okay, looking good. Look at that LOD line back there. Level of detail line. Level of detail. You heard me. There's no T's in that phrase. 7 kilometers up. How far from the floor? 6 kilometers up. Okay, so floor's about 1 kilometer high. In fact, that's one of the things about like the Kerbal land masses is the cliff at the edge. Quite a jump. That's like normally a 400 or 500 meter cliff. That's a lot. There's I don't know, 800 foot, something like that. Desert science. We'll try. I've got a feeling we've got the desert science. I do seem to hit the desert quite often. Unintentionally, of course, but here we are. That pond over there always tempts me. Well, one of the sciences I want to get is like splash down in the desert. Like surely we can do that. Splash down in mountains, also a good one. Boop. Recover that vessel. Boom. And with that, speaking of whack physics, a layperson could be forgiven for not intuiting that the shape not only holds a position in atmosphere, but it points opposite to how you'd expect. Yeah. Straight. Especially with the way the airflow is. But with that, I am going to say thank you very much for joining me for this adventure, ladies and gentlemen. Look, we got our 90 points. I will see you next time where we're going to buy ourselves some solar panels, and we're going to see what the L3 point looks like. I'm not going to promise much more beyond that because no doubt I am going to mess it up and we'll have to do a rescue and the rescue will happen. But I'll see you then when we're going to do that. Bye!